Streamings are going.
What is in this bottle? Is this whiskey?
That's something.
That's
some
one of our
a
creations.
whiskey hybrid. They're supposed to give me. It's like they send you a kit with some spices and stuff. You put it in there and let it age. You could try it.
Yeah,
Have
Michael.
fun with it.
I don't know, Michael.
It's got vanilla
There's some
spices
better
and stuff. in
That's
there.
what
if
it
you want,
was.
man.
I was like, it tastes like
What do you
It's like a
think? Is it good?
Goldschlager.
It was good, yeah.
Cinnamon.
No,
Yeah, it's weird.
there was like a
I'm
licorice
trying to remember
aftertaste
Yeah,
or
man.
something.
There's
to
some.
it.
There's
Yeah.
some.
not this
what
like
is
last
it?
week,
anise or
but the
something
week
in
Yeah,
before,
anise in there.
Tried to get me to do Goldschlager. I was like, whatever you're
It wasn't
doing,
bad.
I guess.
Did you take it?
Oh, fuck yeah, I took it.
There we are.
Oof.
We're rolling.
Did you feel like brushing your
Yeah.
teeth afterwards?
I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing about drinking Goldschlager. You don't have to brush
Yeah.
your teeth anymore.
Take me back.
I
Take
can't.
me
I
back
can't.
to
Do,
college.
can't do that stuff anymore. I did take a
Ghost
shot of
Rider?
that over. I took a shot over Christmas.
This burns.
Like,
So
yeah.
It's got fire in
the
it.
Jaeger, the coffee Jaeger,
That
is
bottle
actually
is-
not that bad. I had a shot of that last year, and it
Yuck.
was not. It wasn't as. It sounds like it's horrible.
How'd you
but
get
it's-
back into Jaeger?
I didn't get back into it.
Well, they added
someone bought
coffee
me a
to
shot
it.
of it.
Jaeger bombs.
I just feel like Jägermeister
Jägerbombs.
tastes like jail.
You got. You want
Like,
Jaeger bomb?
It
Jaeger
just
bomb.
smells. It just smells like loose to me.
Greetings.
Yeah.
It's like when I was in my 20s, you had to drink Coors Light and shoot Jaegers
I was
and
so
do black tooths.
Man, I can't
Ugh.
believe I drank so many Jaegers at
Ugh.
a time.
Yeah.
Like
Roll.
every single time I walked into the bar.
Remember when Curtain Club used to smell like Jaeger? As soon as
Yes,
you walked,
it
there's like, oh my gosh.
It did.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, man. It always smelled like. So did somebody spill a bottle or something? God dang.
I remember in Denton, the old boiler room used to do like Wednesday nights. They'd have Jaeger bombs for like $3 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was too much.
Andy's had a ridiculous deal when I was in college for Jaeger bombs and bad apples. I think mad apples or bad apples. Some Thule shot with apple flavor or something.
Ugh.
I mean, honestly, that's my favorite part about drinking in Denton is the walking around.
The
It's like,
yeah.
what? How much does this cost?
What was
Yeah.
the?
I'll take 5 of
back
those.
when
Yeah.
it back
So-
when it was Mother's and not the garage. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
The bucket of beer night.
Yeah.
But you had to have 3 people to get the bucket of beer. So
That's
you-
right.
Like if you
Okay.
wanted to split it, you had to be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
just come over here." Okay, now get the fuck out of here.
So did you
Just
guys?
split it.
Any of you guys go there when Tavern on the Green was still there, and the Stars were in the playoffs? You could do nickel shots. Like it would be like
Wow.
tequila nickel shots if they scored
No,
a
that's,
goal.
a, that's a
Yuck.
couple years before I got. I got up there in 2001.
It's too
That's when I
much,
graduated.
man.
Well, I graduated in 2002.
That's how you kill people.
I was supposed
we
to.
don't-
I was
I'm
supposed
surprised
to
we didn't.
graduate in 2002.
So you never got the real deal Fry Street experience then.
I mean,
while
I
you were
get-
going there.
I guess not. I mean, I had plenty of experiences on roster.
Well, I mean the Fry Street Festival.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
No, I don't think that happened quite as much.
Man, it was cool.
I think that was goddamn.
It was really neat for like 3 years.
Mm.
I was like, I've got to do that. Circle on my calendar and everything, and all my friends would come because I was going to school up there.
Mhm.
So everybody would come up from
All
Arlington
your friends
and
would
stuff.
come
Yeah, and it would just be, yeah.
How long were
bunch
you
of
up there
debauchery.
for?
on your
I
face,
got-
neck, and chest.
Well, so I was on the 10-year program, and I graduated 2 years early.
Nice.
So
I was
8
up
years.
There, I was up there 7.
Okay,
Two.
so you're
And I didn't graduate.
I got
2
up there-
years ago.
Do you remember when it was like David Letterman said on
Yeah.
national TV? It was like the number one place to get
yeah,
anything you want
Yeah, it was the,
is on Fry Street, and that was the year that I got up there, and I noticed it was like the amount of like police cars like doubled.
Yeah. They
all
went
of a
into that
sudden.
head shop too. I think
Zebra
on the
Heads-
show.
Zebra
Yeah,
Head.
Zebra Heads. I think they went in there. The Letterman show because Paul he went there. Paul Schaefer went
Oh yeah,
there.
that's right.
So-
I
That's
forgot about
right.
that.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Paul.
Used to see old Delegard and beef jerky.
Man, by the time I was really hanging out in Denton,
That's
getting
awesome.
drunk, we'd start somewhere, and it wasn't Fry Street. We'd start somewhere near the square, probably Andy's or some shit like that, and then we'd end up inevitably at the Applebee's. Just
Yeah.
getting
Drinking dollar
plastered.
$PBRs.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
getting plastered at Applebee's. Like, this is
Tuesday,
what we're doing
$2
in Denton.
shiner.
Oh, update! They're bringing those back.
What?
Dollar PBRs at Applebee's.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the only way the food tastes
So after the show,
Yeah.
good.
Wonder if they've started it up
Do
here
I still
yet.
have that drop?
What
I don't
drop?
even know.
let's
Yes.
finish up this podcast. Let's go,
Go
to
to
Applebee's, start a fist fight.
It just makes me think of Burleson. When I moved back home in 2010 after being in Denton for 7 years, that's where I
Apple.
went to
Apple,
Applebee's.
Apple was the only place people hung out in Burleson
Yeah, man.
because before when I left Burleson, it was still dry. There weren't any bars down there, and so when I came back, Applebee's was there.
So-
man, you had to go down.
What is the
183
deal at
to
Applebee's right now?
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what
I know.
I'm
I
talking
love
about.
fucking
Yep.
Applebee's.
I grew up in Everman, so
Also, if Applebee's is
I actually
if
spent
Mr. Applebee's
Last
is
Christmas,
in the
not the
house,
Christmas, this one, but the one
So,
before it,
Dr. Apple
Christmas
B,
Eve at Applebee's.
feel free to donate $6 trillion to beat out Little Caesars.
Post Malone on the Nirvana cover set they did, talking about Applebee's.
hey,
I
man.
fucking love Applebee's, man.
How can you not?
We tried to go there.
I don't.
We tried to go there pretty recently, and they were.
I've never eaten anything that
slammed.
I enjoyed there.
Well, no.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
go for cheap drinks.
When they have those
Yeah.
2 entree deals for $20 and
That's
two
right. I
and
remember
2 appetizers, and you're getting $1 PBRs, that's heaven right there, dude. And you got a cheap date that doesn't give a.
I mean, that is
fuck
a really
about it.
good deal.
She's like, I think we're in love. I'm like, yeah, we are too.
You want to start the show?
You
Do
gonna
it.
finish them cheese fries?
Matt, would you like to start the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Would you like to do it by opening us up with grace?
God is great.
Guys,
God is good. Let him
Guys, this
think.
show's changed since the last time you
Oh,
were
yeah,
here.
everything
We've
is that way.
We've gotten very religious.
What was all that ass play talk about?
That's our Catholic section.
Look at the Catholic said. All right, here we go.
I want to watch you blow your load later.
See, we start with just like that. Bam.
This episode of the is brought
We go
to you
right
by
to that.
Guys note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Looking for your headphone volume? I think yours is over there.
Oh, I got you. Go down or up? It's driving it, man. Show number 409.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we rolling. We're grooving. It is Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. Happy Tuesday, Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
How you doing tonight,
I'm
sir?
good. I'm not freezing my balls off.
I'm glad they didn't have to use the jaws of life to pull you out of a vehicle today.
I am too.
Our thoughts and prayers are with Tiger Woods.
Yeah. So quite a difference. Well, this time last week it was -2. Or no, this was the second night.
It was pretty close.
So it was only like
9
degrees, 9 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
9, not -2.
Tonight we have the doors to the temple open to the backyard because
Yeah.
it's so nice. This is perfect spring, summertime, whatever you want to call it.
I had to put deodorant
We're just
on
chilling.
today. So
This is the first time we've had the door open this year. And you'll notice the bug net's not down. Why? Because all the bugs died last week.
and apparently the deer.
The deer did too.
Yeah.
That
Did you-
picture was crazy, huh?
was that real?
They're black buck.
Oh.
I know
Yeah.
someone that was down there.
But was it whitetails? Did
Whitetail, axis, and black buck.
they all started falling over? Huh?
But it wasn't that many whitetail because their hides usually a little bit thicker
Yeah.
and they got a little bit more fur. But the black buck and axis are from India,
See, you wonder if
so
If
they're not.
they
as
migrated
thick.
there way back in the day, if they would have survived back when it was cold, like
If they were
cold and stuff.
migrated, yes. If they weren't brought over as a game,
no, I'm
animal
I'm
and-
strictly talking about the whitetails. If
whitetails are
whitetails
from here.
that's what Oh, they were never. They were. What do you call it when they're from? They grew up here,
Native?
born and raised. They're
They're
native Texans.
Yeah,
They didn't come from the north being chased by hunters.
no.
Okay,
But
Then
the
never
axis
mind then.
and the black buck are
or
From
new
India.
transplants and drug dealers.
they brought them over for
I
game
wonder how the
ranches.
hippos did.
They got out. Ooh, I don't know. What about the tigers they find along the Rio Grande in Big Bend?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, they've been finding tigers along the Rio Grande on the Mexican side, which I guess they could cross to the American side. It's only a foot deep, but they've been finding them on the shore. That drug dealers they've either escaped drug dealers.
Yeah.
Or
Well, the same with the
have-
hippos.
Yeah, the hippos too.
Yeah,
and-
they say El Chapo's hippos are going nuts somewhere.
That's
That'd be
That's
crazy.
a band name.
El Chapo's hippos.
Yeah, that would be a pizza van, like a eat some mushrooms and order pizza in about
Go
5
nuts.
hours. Yeah.
I'll see if anyone's got the website.
Yeah, there you go.
By the domain now.
I'd go check out that band. I
By
bet
the
they're either
domain
going to
now.
have cocaine or they're going to have mushrooms. Something's going to be at that show. It's not just going to be your Jaeger and Bud Light night.
So wait, so you have tigers and hippos. Is it kind of like the whole Florida thing with everybody buying pythons and them
Yes.
getting out and just
Right.
They just throw them
Exactly.
so
out.
many exotic animals where there's not supposed to be them?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess the Siberian tigers might have been okay, right? If there was any
Yeah, they're
Siberian
big and
tigers.
hairy.
And the polar bears that were smuggled in, they were probably okay.
They're probably okay.
Yeah.
They're big and hairy too.
That's your description.
You know, it's
of
funny.
a
We're making light of it, but the pictures were really sad. You're like,
The
damn,
deer?
dude. Yeah.
It's
Just
freaking
piles of dead deer.
piles of them. Yeah, a guy I work with, he was with one of the guys that took all the photos that are showing up on social media.
Yeah.
He's with him, and it's over the top.
Yeah.
It's
Sucks.
pretty freaking.
I mean,
crazy.
it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deer that just couldn't take it. I mean, shit, I was in my apartment and almost.
That's a lot of
couldn't
meat,
take
though,
it.
man.
That's what I'm
It
wondering.
was
Are they going to
frozen.
donate the meat or something? Yeah, it's frozen, taken care of, right?
I don't see. I don't know what they
I
did.
bet you
with
we're
it.
going to
I
have a
need to ask
surplus
Chris-
of
I'll
deer
ask Chris
sausage
tomorrow.
pretty soon.
I'll
That's
ask
not a problem,
Chris.
though.
We'll see.
That's
I
not a
like
problem
deer
in life
sausage.
at all.
I like venison.
Sausage.
There's some good venison.
I mean, yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
That's, this
Everybody
is what-
likes.
this is what
Every
we're
man likes
referencing.
sausage.
Oh my god.
They just froze to death.
Poor things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they huddled up and that's just how they went out. They're like, oh man.
I don't know.
So what part of the state was that?
That was right outside of Rock Springs, between Rock Springs and Junction.
Man,
My
that's crazy.
My territory.
Yeah.
My stomping grounds when I grew up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's where it was. So
R.I.P. dear.
well, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. We didn't do a show last week
Yeah.
because we couldn't. There was no power here, much like most of North Texas didn't have power.
Hmm.
There was water.
Not for me.
There was for me. I hate to brag. I also had encyclopedias when I grew up and a vacuum. But we had water.
And you got a shark now too. So
Yeah. I somehow had
and you had a Coke machine in
I
your
had to
house
power
too for a
my
while.
house off my Forerunner. That was fun.
Yeah, you told me about how'd that go? Would you just hook it up to the battery and
So I ran around to our local Harbor Freight and bought a 2,000 watt inverter and ran the cables off the battery to the inverter and I was trying to figure out a way to jumpstart my thermostat.
Hmm.
And my grandfather, he's all Mr.
yeah, this sounds like a grandfather
HVAC
thing,
thing,
for
and
sure.
he's like, no, you got to have power to trip the thermostat. Because I was like, well, I just need to trip it. That's all I need to do. Everything else is gas. I just need to make it realize, hey, the thermostat's on. I was like, what about just running a battery to it, like a lantern battery, and have it click over? He's like, it won't do it because you also got to have the fan turn in the blower of the furnace. So I was like, all right, I got this figured out. I have 2 low watt inverters in the garage, 200 watt and 1,000 watt.
An
and they wouldn't
inverter.
trip it. Yeah, an inverter. It's what takes
Okay.
your DC
It's an
power.
innie, not an outie.
DC power to AC power.
Gotcha.
So your car battery to household. And the 1,000 watt wouldn't work. And I was like, dang it. I was like, the amperage was too low. So I was like, I looked at the fan. I was like, oh, okay. Ran around the corner, got the 2,000 watt, brought it back, plugged everything up. Furnace came on. We had heat.
Nice.
Nice.
And
MacGyver,
so,
huh?
Yeah. So I heated the house.
Bet you thought you were pretty
every-
badass when you did that, huh?
Oh, I knew I was. I knew what I was doing. So every 5 to 6 hours, I'd go out there, start the car, turn the
Yeah.
inverter on, power, turn the furnace on, charge all the
So you
phones,
didn't score a
electronic
generator
stuff. No, I tried to score a generator
at the
everywhere.
and
I
they
bet
were they were out,
everywhere.
weren't they?
They were out. They were gone.
Yeah.
So no, that's my next big purchase is a generator.
Generator.
But it was funny. The last day we were without power, my neighbor next door, me and Clay were going back and forth because he's got fish he's trying to keep alive. He had different animals, and we're all trying to work together. Like, I don't know what everybody thought that Texas was incapable of handling this by the national media and what they were saying, but all of us in our neighborhood were helping each other out and
Mhm.
working with each other
Yeah.
and trying to get stuff
Oh yeah,
going
there's a lot of that. Yeah.
and running extension cords here and there. And we were trying to save his fish. He's got a big iguana. He had to take it down to another
You
neighbor.
have a bass?
Yeah.
And no.
He doesn't have a pet bass?
So we were trying to figure out. I gave him one of the small inverters, and I was like, "Here, use this small inverter and power the heater,
The mini inverter.
and
yes.
the what do you call it? That's in a fish tank that blows air.
That the compressor thingy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
Yep,
get some air in there so
obviously.
they're okay and
Filter.
heat it up.
The carb.
Well, it kept tripping on him because his heater was too big. So his friend came over and was like, "Hey, I went and bought a generator when it started getting cold, like Friday.
Like a smart person does.
Smart person does.
Yeah.
Went to Home Depot, bought it, and he's like, my power's back. I'll bring it over here to you."
Yeah.
So instead, my neighbor went over there and picked it up. He comes back. We're talking about the generator. It's the exact same one I want to buy. And I'm looking at it and everything. He's, well, I'm going to go back here and hook it up. He went back and hooked it up. And like 2 minutes after he hooked it up, all our power was back on.
Oh, really?
It was that quick. And we were all standing outside and yelling and screaming. And
Yeah.
all the neighbors were like, yeah, we survived.
I
yeah."
chickened out. I went to my parents like that. I was at my apartment the 2-degree night or the -2-degree night. Got up. They wanted us to actually try to go to work that day. Went about half a mile down the road, and I was like, "Screw this! I'm going to my mama's," and because she had power, and they hadn't started with the losing water. But I didn't even have food. I drank 3 beers that night, and that was my last meal. There's
Could've
that,
been your last.
that childhood story about the grasshopper that just goes and fucks around when all the ants and bees and stuff are getting ready for
Winter.
the winter.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm that fucking grasshopper. Or whatever it is. I'm hearing all this news. Hey, there's really bad weather coming pretty soon in a week, and I'm like, oh, I'll get to it.
You always
I'll-
talk big game
I'll get
about
to
an
it. I'm a
apocalyptic
survivor,
game
yeah.
plan
No, I'm
and
not.
all this stuff, and we're
I'm
going
the
to go out
first
to hill
one out.
country, and I got all this gear and stuff. And
Yeah.
you
If
couldn't
I was
even
on
survive
Walking,
this.
if I was in Walking Dead, I'd be. We got to take Matt out. We got to fucking kill him. Man.
He's just eating all our
He's-
shit and
like
drinking all our
literally,
beer.
like our shit. He's
But the
trying
good
to
news
eat.
is he has land and weapons. So
Yeah,
we got to take him out.
Take his land and his weapons.
yeah, but it was
Reclaim it.
chaos. The stores were what was really weird. They had certain things roped off in Arlington, which is confusing. And I think what it was they either lost power and were worried about selling things that were spoiled to people, or
That's the way this.
they were
store was down
rationing
here.
it. Either way, I'm like, this is not good. And they had low power settings, so the store was freezing cold because I went shopping for my parents. It was freezing cold, and they had this weird emergency, like, what's that show about where the government like shuts down for 24 hours and they let purge.
The purge.
It was like a purge warning going on. I'm like, man, Albertsons is not trying to make people feel good today. You're all nervous and eesh.
It was
Feel-
very bad when you're sitting in your own house and you can see your breath.
Or how about all
You're
those
like,
videos with
"Holy
the
crap, this is
icicles that were on the apartment ceiling fans?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I wonder if someone did that though, like just
sprayed
Was
some
it-
water
was
up
it
there and let
a
it
Yeah.
freeze.
electric stick?
yeah, because I didn't have any of mine, and my apartment was cold.
Well, you didn't have a pipe in the apartment
That
above
busted?
you break.
Busted. Yeah.
We-
That's
we
why it
did.
didn't happen.
We did. We
Did
had
it
a lot
come
of
into your
pipes.
apartment?
Oh, wow.
No, it did not.
There you go. That's why you didn't have a ceiling fan in your
It's
apartment.
because I had an inverter hooked up to my truck.
You got a truck now?
Yeah,
Come haul off some of this shit.
there's
I got.
some wild stuff. And now here we are. It's 70. It was 74 degrees yesterday, right?
It was 80 today.
80
80.
degrees
80
Yeah.
degrees today.
and -2
Yep.
a week ago.
Welcome
That's
to Texas.
insane, man.
Welcome to Texas.
It was funny too because yesterday I started sneezing like crazy. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? I'm like, well, dumbass, you just went you almost cleared 100 degrees in temperature change in a matter of about 4 days. So I imagine allergies are going to be wrecked
Yeah.
for a while, and sinuses and all that stuff.
All three of y'all lived here your whole life?
Not my whole life, but most
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, so y'all are used to the one, like we had a big freeze where it snowed for like, or the snow stayed on the ground for like 5 days in the 90s.
The last one was the last
97,
one
I
that
think,
was
Chris,
that
96,
I remember
97.
shut
96,
things down
97.
was
ago
the
this time.
right
Yeah.
the Super Bowl weekend.
Yep.
That was 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That didn't hold a candle to this.
Oh yeah,
No.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
oh,
it was.
sorry,
it
dude.
was. No, you're fine.
Mike.
Well, it was like
it was
I was
hard to
delivering
drive
pizza
and
for
move
that. I got
around
in a
it
wreck.
and stuff like that, but power didn't go out, water didn't go out, people didn't freeze to death.
The
No,
coldest
yeah.
night
Well, that's
of
because
that,
we're going green.
the coldest night of that whole storm, I fucking got, it was when I was living at that apartment in Keller. I got drunk playing fucking some, like, I don't know, probably Bioshock or Biohazard, something, whatever, some
That's a
stupid Xbox game. Fucking passed out and left the door open
Oh
that
my
night.
God.
And I was like, why is it so cold? I can't figure it out. And then when I got out of my shower and started to go to work, I was like, I left the fucking door open all night.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
If I'd have
cold.
done that on this last one, I might have died.
Well, I don't remember. I don't remember actual like snow piling up, like regular snow. Like I don't
Ever?
remember. I don't remember building snowmen. It's always been like slush, sleety ice.
This is
Yeah.
2021 snow people.
No, snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I mean, and it could just be because I lived in Arlington at the time whenever all that was happening. So it's probably like the concrete and just the grayness that is Arlington.
I remember playing football in snow at Martin.
Okay.
So
Martin High School?
at Martin High School.
Okay.
Well, a bunch of friends met over there, and we were just like, "There's snow on the ground. Let's go play tackle football and have fun in it." We did.
I
Yeah.
just don't remember it being this powdery, but my
Not this powder. This
arguably
powder's
my
been a
memory
while.
is slipping.
A lot of times, Texas, we get like a little bit of snow with a ton of ice,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
usually
sleet.
icy.
and everything is crunchy and nasty. But this time we got good powder.
Yeah, yeah. Usually throwing a
Yeah.
snowball in Texas, you're gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, everybody. It was an anxious week. Very anxious. That we had
Oh,
that
yeah,
terrible
man.
wreck, that accident that happened right when it started off.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
the first thing that happened. Yeah.
And that it was funny
Just
'cause
set the tone.
to set the tone right, and it just carried through everything. And then next thing you know, you're on Twitter and everybody's bitching about Texas, like nah 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 boo boo.
Yeah.
You're hearing shit from people from California.
I'd like to
and-
clear a few things
and
up
New
with that.
York. What's that?
First off, shit in Texas isn't built for that.
No. Yeah.
No, not at all.
We don't.
Anyone
have-
with a brain knows
all
that,
our
though.
stuff froze up. All our power stuff froze up because we're not built for that. We're not built for -2 degrees. That's
No,
the
yeah.
coldest it's been in recorded history.
Yeah.
So our oil and the grease we use on stuff and the oil we use in machinery
Yeah,
isn't like the shit up north that's thick and heavy and made for
yeah.
When
our
it's so
houses
cold,
are
our-
built
yeah.
to let heat escape because it
Yeah.
gets super hot in the summer.
Our
so we
ice
don't-
was
we're not insulated.
frozen. It was
the same
freezing
at
up.
all.
Our ice was actually freezing.
yeah.
up.
So don't nanny boo boo us.
Yeah. For one, fuck you. We're from Texas. We'll come find you and beat your ass.
Yeah.
But
Is that
secondly,
the Texas thing?
so-
Is that-
yeah.
We'll
I'm
slit
glad
your
we
throat
finally-
with blood and thunder.
I'm glad we
That's
finally
right.
opened up
We'll
the
go
floor to
Mastodon.
secession talk.
Oh, here we go.
Here's the militia.
That's what we came here to talk
We can't.
about.
We can't.
Roxy, go
we
outside.
can't say that because we'll get ripped.
Go, Roxy.
We'll get militia. We can't say militia. We can't say Texas or Texit. There's some things.
Texit.
We've gotten a letter from corporate that said, "Hey, you guys
Don't
joke
bring
about a
up
lot of stuff. Don't
Texit.
be bringing the
Don't bring up
Texit thing
Texit.
up, or the don't start labeling yourself.
Damn.
What is it? The domestic terrorist.
I would like to make light of the hilarity that was Ted Cruz.
Oh man.
What a jackass, dude.
Like, I get it. You're not in session. You're not actually working. But the optics of everything
What a
and
moron, dude.
leaving
Yeah.
and then lying about everything
Yeah.
and making up all these
And he's not a
bullshit
good
stories.
liar.
He's
Slamming it
not
on
good.
He's not a
You
good
can
liar.
see
at all.
right
You could
through
see he's
everything.
like kind of
Oh,
looking. He had,
God.
even with the mask on, he was kind of like, well,
What a
He always
goddamn
looks like the
idiot.
kid who
My
farted,
daughter.
but it's like I swear it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I swear it wasn't
He
me.
does
It was my daughter's. My daughter's farted.
he looks to the side and he's like, okay, and he's already kind of nasally. He's like, my daughter wanted to go out of town. You're like,
Oh,
okay,
man.
he's full of shit.
Yeah.
You can tell he's lying.
And I want to give applause to
What'd you think
everybody
of that on the tarmac?
that fucking followed him around the airport,
Oh, yeah.
videotaping him
Yeah.
and tormenting him.
It's funny
that was
too,
great.
because I was just telling I was talking about politics with someone recent, I can't, at least within the last month, and I was like, man, for some reason Ted Cruz just doesn't really. I mean, he used to bug the shit out of me. Like he just reminded me of that nasty Sunday school teacher that was having a little too many boy events at
Because he's
Go-
a Zodiac killer?
right. So or not that, not a killer, but the kind of guy that's like, hey, let's play horsey on my knee, and
I'll pay you
I'll
20
pay you
bucks.
20
send 'em all
bucks.
out.
Yeah.
So that feeling is still
No,
there?
no.
or-
What? Like I was like, he's. I don't know. He's not too bad now. I guess I'm just getting mature and less.
And then this
angry.
happens.
And then he goes out and then fucking just takes a shit all over Texas.
Why not
Just
just own up to
optic-wise,
it?
just-
Just
yeah,
tell
see,
the truth. Hey,
That's the problem because
we're
no
not in
politicians
session.
do.
I want to go out of town with my family.
Yeah, I'd have been like, "Fuck you, I'm rich."
Listen, I can do stuff remotely. Everybody's been doing it during COVID anyway.
Yeah,
Look what AOC did.
Yeah,
Not in
exactly,
Texas.
not
She
even in
raised a shit
Texas.
ton of money. I can do
actually,
that.
didn't she come to Texas though?
Yeah.
just to give
Yeah.
him. I think she did that just to give him
Yeah,
the
the,
bird.
the $4 million
What about,
that she raised here.
What
yeah.
about didn't
Beto?
Henry,
Oh, did
Prince
he-
Henry, and Meghan Markle?
They
come
came down.
Oh,
yesterday. Didn't they come to Dallas
Oh, I didn't even
yesterday?
hear that. I didn't know.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah. Why not just say, listen, I'm going down there with the family. I'm not in session. It's all cool. I'm gonna do what I can remotely, try to raise some funds, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
My hands are too precious to be passing water
Yeah, the-
around.
The,
or-
other thing too, he came back immediately. I mean, you've already done
Yeah.
it. Just fucking stay there a
Yeah.
couple weeks
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, just let it blow up.
Yeah, just let it blow up. Well, it's not, but still,
But instead, you made up
you made it worse.
4 different stories.
Like, I'm sorry.
And then-
my daughter,
Hey-
she wanted to go on a vacation.
You think you need to check your circle of friends when they call you out
Oh yeah.
and they sell out your text messages?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was
His
his,
wife-
wife's. His wife had a group text, and someone in the group text sent screenshots to the New York Times.
What was it? What did it say? Was it like, "Hey, can't wait to come down there and party"?
She was like, "Hey, there are rooms down there. It's $300 a night. Let's get out of the cold and get into the heat and chill out. I'll reserve however many rooms we need. Do you want to go?" Was basically the way it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
It could have been a lot worse if it was my friends. Yeah, dude, I gotta.
I mean, there's
I'm gonna
nothing
get
wrong with
as
wanting
soon
to
as we
get out
land.
of the situation.
No,
but
not
if
at all.
you're the senator, if you're one,
Again,
one of the
any one
two
of
most
us.
powerful people, yeah,
any
like,
one of
no,
us,
man,
we would
you're-
have been like, "Hey, this is just a text message. No one's gonna give a shit about
Yeah,
it."
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's not our
we'd
job.
be more pissed. We'd be like, "Oh, asshole."
When there a shit ton of other people in the state that did get out, like
oh, I'm sure.
they ran to California or Hawaii or something.
I wouldn't
and,
doubt it. Yeah, anyone
bunch
who
of-
could, yeah.
I would have. I mean,
the AG, I think the AG took off.
Ken Paxton,
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
see
Yeah.
but I would
Pretty
have not. I would have if I had the money and capability. I would not do it if I was a politician, though. For the state that has an emergency pretty much
Yeah, I mean,
declared over the
that's the thing.
whole
Yeah.
fucking state. That's terrible.
Yeah,
He gets douchebag of the year award by
Well,
far.
I think
No, it's great.
especially coming right
It's
after the
fucking great.
past year. We're speaking of things happening with bad optics. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you think it'd be a
it's
little
like-
better at that
Yeah,
now?
you
Be
fart
like,
in church
"Well,
and you're going
Yeah.
to hell all of a sudden. It's like
Does he not have a PR person
he's got.
that works with him and is like, "Listen, dude, this ain't gonna work. We need
Why
to."
would you
Does he
do
not have a
this?
PR team?
I bet you he has a bunch of yes
yeah,
men
some of
around.
them
Well,
do,
him.
I think
where they
he's-
don't listen to them.
I think he's gonna be trying to run for president.
Oh
here
no!
in
I
4 years.
guarantee you,
And
he's
so
going to try to pick up the whole.
He's
MAGA
doing
ball.
the whole Trump
He is.
thing. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
trying to appeal to that
And he's
section
like,
of the
and
Republican
when I
Party.
found out
so-
how bad it was, I came right back to Texas.
But,
That's what he's
okay,
going to say.
he makes it all the way through, and he's up there, and it comes to debates. All you got to do is say, "So, if we ever have to go to war with someone,
You're
are you
going to
gonna
take off?
Are you gonna take off to Mexico?"
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
it. It's
bad.
game over.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say.
What are you, Sammy Hagar?
Yeah.
Now, if he was the president and he wanted to go, I'd let that. I'd be all right. If he was,
Sammy
the, if he-
Hagar.
yeah, I'd be like, all right,
Hell yeah.
I got you, man. You
Yeah.
can go.
President-
Yeah, you can go. We need
President
Moss.
Red
Yeah.
Rocker.
Yeah, man, we're just on the
We
brink
need
of
some more.
nuclear war, but you're good, man.
Go down there and press
Go to
some more
Cabo.
Cabo Wabo and send it up here to us. Let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty
Need some
bad.
tequila. That's funny. And
Pretty
then you
bad.
got the
So-
Colorado City mayor.
Oh God, that was a disaster.
That was
I
like-
thought that was a troll. I thought that was fake at
I
first. I was like, this
know,
cannot
dude.
be
Yeah.
real.
That
like,
was
this
there's
really
no
moron.
way. Because you're reading through it and you're like, yeah, the government's not going to help you in this situation.
What a
Yeah,
way to go
You need to
out,
kind of do
just
this.
Guns blazing.
Yeah, you need to kind of. It was funny because like the first 3 lines, you're kind of like, okay, yeah. If you didn't know it was the mayor,
If
if you
If it
didn't
was
know
just
it was
someone
the mayor,
bitching on Facebook.
someone bitching, you're like, no one owes you and your family anything, nor is the local government's responsibility to support you during trying times like these. Okay, I get it. My
Yeah, we're
local
good.
government didn't come over and power up my house or give me water or anything. You know,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's sink or swim. It's your choice. The city and county, along with power providers or any other service, owes you nothing. That's true. I mean, I pay them for the service. They're supposed to have it here for me.
Yeah,
I would
know,
disagree
man.
with the
Yeah,
first part. I'd
I
say
would
the
too.
city is responsible to
Okay,
take
yeah,
care
the
of
city-
citizens. You know.
I'll go with that. But then it just went, I'm tired of people looking for a damn handout. If you have no water, you deal without and think outside of the box to survive and
You go
supply
kill your
water to your
neighbor.
family. Okay, yeah, you should. We're in a situation.
But can you
just
say
get some
that
water?
as a municipal employee?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If
service
this
to
is
the
someone
people.
bitching,
Yeah.
it totally you're like, okay, yeah.
This is the mayor.
But then all of a sudden,
That's a mayor.
it goes,
Then he fucking drops the mic, says, "Fuck it, I'm out."
this is what
Yeah.
happens when we're a socialist government. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And I keep just
Wow.
It doesn't
takes
care
a
what
complete
angle.
left
This is
turn.
not going to
It
brings
land
God
well.
into it.
Yeah.
like I saw this and then I was like, holy shit, that's a mayor. Wow. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Wasn't that mayor of Montreal a while back that kept going on coke benders and shit?
Yeah. What it
Like,
sounds
I
like,
think he died actually.
it's a mayor that his phone was ringing off the wall
He's just
Yeah.
sick of it.
and he was tired of answering. it.
Yeah,
He stepped down like the next day or something, didn't he?
yeah. He
So the reports were weird. I heard he stepped down and then sent this out. Like a bunch of people
Oh.
reported that, and then a bunch of people
Yeah.
started reporting
either
that
way, it's funny.
he stepped down a
Interesting.
few hours later.
He doesn't know how to
after
put
sending
"Do Not
this.
Disturb" on his iPhone while he's trying to watch X.
He didn't know how to
Hamster.
make the city hall
Keeps trying
phone
to
bank go to
speak.
busy.
The Colorado City mayor keeps trying to spank, and it's like people keep interrupting it, and it's damn it, you can't figure out how to put it on "Do Not Disturb."
I mean,
Then
that's
got
what
a-
happened.
I got a few messages from friends that live out of state, and the Ned Files, our friends, they sent me some messages like, "Was this for real?" And I was just kind of like, "Yeah, but it's Colorado City. You're kind of out there in the middle of
Oh,
nowhere. There's
that-
like 3,000 people that live
But this
there.
is
It's
this
a
is
little-
an idea that's perpetuated across the whole state, though. Like this is
True.
when you got people who don't believe in government or that the government is supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and they are the government. This is what you get. This is how that's going to go.
They're Texas Republic out there, right?
Oh, for sure.
They're part
yeah,
of your
man.
your coal militia,
Yeah, we'll have a
Your
song
militia-
about them.
your Texas militia cult.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a picture of like I don't know, who knows, come and take it flag on top of his fire whatever mantle and stuff.
It was fun watching things unfold in the middle of a crisis.
Yeah.
and how
It was.
things
was
went.
nothing
What was
else to do,
crazy
right?
was
There's
yeah.
nothing else to do, so you just kinda
What was funny
Neat.
was the
Check in
amount
with
of
your
hate,
friends.
the Twitter hate
from out of state.
from out of state.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Although you didn't take advantage of your opportunity.
Oh yes, I was trolling everyone, dude.
no,
I was like,
no,
fuck
no,
you,
no.
I'll come.
You're one. I did not see a response to Alyssa Milano.
Oh yeah,
Your woman.
yeah,
She said, "Do any Texans need
Need any help?
anything?"
yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
that you're in.
It could have been. Could have been. I should have taken advantage of it. You think
You
she would have
should
come
have.
down?
Who
Like delivered
knows?
me some fudge cakes? Some
Maybe.
round-
It's a
or, I
very
don't know, some-
open-ended question right there.
Yeah.
So. Anything?
Yeah, I think she
I
was
don't
being
know
facetious
anything.
though, wasn't she?
She said, "Does anybody need anything?"
I'm pretty
Come-
sure she
come
was
on.
being facetious.
She's probably being sweet, but Bette Midler.
No, I don't think she's being
Bette
sweet.
Midler's awesome.
Yeah, she came blazing.
She totally did. Oh, I'm supposed to install a Flash.
That's
We'll just take care of that later.
I don't know. It's funny. I have a feeling, if Cruz had a do-over, if he could play a do-over card, he'd probably make a different decision. I bet.
He needs
I'm Dad Cruz.
he needs the JJTM publicity team to work,
Help him.
to pay us money to at least give him some advice before he does stupid shit.
Yeah, but I would give him
Even
that advice.
us can be.
No, I don't
We
know,
can
man.
give him
I'm
non-dumb
the
advice,
grasshopper.
right?
I'm the grasshopper. I'd be the dumbass politician. Like, fuck yeah, dude. What
So
the fuck was I supposed to do,
if
man?
both of us were sitting on his shoulder, you're the devil, I'm the angel.
Probably.
Is that the way it would
Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
The thing we didn't talk about with the past few weeks that we haven't had to talk about was the pile up on 35.
Right.
That was fucking chaos.
Yeah, that was sad. Very,
Very
sad.
sad.
Yeah.
But that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
it's the-
100 and
yeah.
was it 36 cars or
That
something?
has to be some
140?
sort of record.
It was. It
For
was
Texas,
At least
I- I had to
here.
be Texas.
I think in the
That's
country, it's the
insane.
biggest automotive accident in the country, is what
Yeah.
I read.
That's
Really?
wild.
In the
This is
in
very
automotive
weird.
history, yeah.
Damn.
I mean, that
Somebody
looked,
call up the people at
you know,
Guinness.
and I'm going to name well, I don't know if it's a good movie anymore, but it reminded me, there's a scene in the old Beavis and Butthead movie where they cause this giant pile up, and it's ridiculous. It's it's completely unrealistic. And when I saw it, I was like, that looks like that fucking scene right
Glenn,
Beavis and Butthead
you
do
never
America.
have to qualify.
Yeah.
It might not be a good movie. It's always a good movie.
there. Well,
Beavis and
I
Butthead's
don't know.
always
Have
a
you
good
watched? I
movie.
mean, it is, but have you
Doing
watched
America's
it?
great.
Dude, I even
It
played
holds
the
up.
video.
It
I
is.
played
Okay,
Beavis and
it's
Butthead
been a
video
while.
game.
I forgot
There
about the
were a
video
Oh,
game.
few.
yeah, that was a hard video game.
That was a
Yeah.
hard video game.
Nice.
Well,
Yep.
they wanted to make sure you're going through the game like they go through life. Fuck,
Did
this
you see
sucks.
any of the Beavis and Butthead when they came back in 2011? for like one season.
Oh yeah, they did try
Oh,
it
it was
out.
fucking!
Yeah.
It was great. Instead they were watching like Jersey Shore and like 16 and Pregnant, and like Snooki's on this machine, and she's like got these ties, like her arms are like tied to it, and she's walking. They're like they had to tie her down so she doesn't go do everybody. Great.
Yeah, that South Park. They need to just go back
Oh,
and forth.
man.
Beavis and Button, South Park. I'd watch it all day.
They're coming back here in a week or two. They're doing that.
You know it's gonna be on
Yeah.
fire too.
With
Oh,
everything
I
that's
can't
going on.
wait.
Vaccine
Oh, God.
special. Yeah,
Vaccines,
Vaccine.
the insurrectionist and the all that. That's gonna be some funny stuff.
I can't wait.
Me neither. So who are these guys that are in here with us, Dustin?
Well,
That just jacked the show.
two of them are have been on the show a few times. One of them hasn't.
No,
It's his inaugural run. We're breaking his virginity here.
I feel like I should do some shots or something.
But what
Huh,
we'll do,
we got plenty.
I mean, we got whiskey everywhere.
Whatever you want, man.
What do you want?
Oh, you know what? That looks great. I
Label
didn't think
out.
that was actually going to happen.
Balcones.
So go ahead, introduce yourself. We're gonna go clockwise around the table here.
Howdy, I'm Anthony Sosa.
Yes, you were here. What, a few weeks ago? It seems a couple of months.
It was like in June, I think. Yeah.
See, in JJTM time, that's just a few days.
I know. Yeah. It doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like that long ago.
That was during the protest when
Yeah.
when you were
Yeah,
doing
when
that
you
were-
Thanks,
the
dude.
stuff down in Fort Worth.
Yep.
Yep. So when was that? Over the summer?
I think it was the
Ended
first week
in,
of June.
Yeah.
Those kind of faded out,
Well, I'm sure we'll
Yep.
get some more this summer.
probably. You know, that's one
It's
thing
gonna-
I can say about us losing power and all this snowmageddon not happening in the summer. I think if it happened when it was hot, people might have
Well, it wouldn't have. The
g-
snow
gotten
would have.
very angry, and the
Snow wouldn't have
outcome
stuck.
would have. Well, yeah, snow doesn't stick in the summer, but you know, we're probably gonna have rolling
Global
blackouts in
warming,
the
man.
summer, right? You know,
real?
To make up for the. Yeah. Who knows?
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, next to you is
Glenn Wallace.
Great.
That's me.
Party.
that's neat.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
Are you
Glenn.
related?
Oh,
are you
well,
related to William Wallace?
What's your sign?
No, well, apparently we.
Do you believe in
I am.
freedom?
I do.
Is Braveheart your favorite movie?
It was never my favorite movie, but it's a good flick.
Have you ever decapitated anyone?
Regretfully, no.
Okay.
Have you ever beat a raccoon up against a tree till it died?
No, but that sounds like it could be.
You ever seen
all
your
right.
grandfather do it?
No,
You ever seen your dad kill a man?
no,
Naked.
definitely not.
All right. Well, that's good. Those are the questions we like to ask.
We'll allow you.
First timers.
Good. I'm hurt. I hope I passed,
You passed.
You did. You
Oh,
passed.
good.
You're great, Mr. Wallace.
except for the raccoon question.
And then over here,
Michael Garcia.
yeah.
Last time I hung out with him was in L.A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the last time I hung out with you, or
I
did
think-
have we played together since then?
No, we haven't played a show at all in 2020.
You made it sound like playing Legos or something.
That's
Oh,
what I meant.
like
I
it
thought
in
when you came over
2020.
and played video games with me.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
Yeah,
I
that's-
get drunk a lot though, so
Yeah.
What
could
you guys
happen.
play? I
I
love video games.
don't remember. Yeah, I don't think we played a show in 2020.
I don't think we did either.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Well, there was
Everything-
it
everything
got
is
stopped
synthwave
down.
now.
Well, it got
everything is synthwave now.
Everything's synthwave.
and
We're
everything
not
got
needed.
stopped down.
I
you
mean-
know,
I mean,
in
I've
March,
been waiting
so-
for the computers to take
Yeah.
over a long time.
Yeah, live musicians aren't needed anymore.
Mm.
You can
I
play the
actually been
backing
playing a
track.
show on Saturday.
Are you? Where?
First one in.
I'm playing at Trees
With who?
With Lil Coon.
Whoa.
It's a hip hop artist.
Sir.
Sir.
Local. That check him out.
Yeah, we will.
I was actually giving him. I met him this summer on the streets. Him and a bunch of other people. And I taught him some guitar lessons over the summer. And so he hit me up a few weeks ago. I was like, I'm playing a show at Trees. Can you play bass? I was like, yeah, why not? Because I haven't played a show in forever.
Is this
Yeah.
your first show?
Yeah,
in-
I actually played drums for a show over like in July or something, but that wasn't.
I thought it was October.
Was
when
it
we did-
October?
it was October
It was
when we did
October.
that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you
it
bringing
was
the
with
full
Glenn.
bass rig? The whole.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring. It's a 15-minute set, so
Oh,
be in
really?
and out.
So you should definitely bring a whatever.
But it's a
two-
free
like
show.
Two 4x10s.
Like the fridge
Oh, nice.
cab.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So yeah.
What time?
So I think we play at 10
Okay.
or 10:30. Or
Is it all hip hop night?
It's all hip hop, and I wish I knew more about the show, like what the name of the event was and like who was putting it on. I have no idea.
Well, time and date is important.
Yeah, but Saturday at Trees, doors our show starts at 8, doors are at 7, and it's free if you're in Deep Ellum.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't even know Trees was putting shows back.
I didn't
on.
either.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I didn't know really anybody was.
I think everybody's
except for
starting to
Tulips.
slowly kind of dabble in.
I mean, we
Yeah.
Back
we
into
played
it.
a we
I
played
mean,
a
and-
bar show probably about
That's right.
a month ago, And it was okay. I mean,
Is it Harwood?
Harwood Tavern, yeah.
Nice.
Country shows have kept going. I
Yeah.
was getting calls for gigs constantly throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. I had to work the Denton Rodeo, and it was nut to butt. with
Holy
no
shit.
mask, no mask
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
This is a big show.
Believe that.
Which
There's
one?
a ton of people
Anthony's?
in here. Yeah. Lil Coon, Juice Leroy, Andrew Sullivan,
Juice Leroy is a
XV
great
Valentine.
name.
It's
That's
a really
great
good
name.
Juice Leroy.
Yeah, I like Juice
sorry,
Leroy.
Keep
Anytime you
bashing
can
Michael.
mix in a Leroy,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
Let's
time.
bring it in here.
It's a good
Or
time.
juice.
I like Bruce Leroy.
Juice.
Bruce
Leroy?
Bruce Leroy's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a movie character, isn't it?
Feel the beat of the wheels.
So are you sad we didn't get to go to NAMM?
I am sad we didn't get to go to NAMM.
I am,
too.
The last time we went was that 2020. That was the
Yeah.
very before.
It was last February,
Right.
last January.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever went, and I had a great time.
Do you remember it?
Sort of.
Sort of. That's the way it always is. Your
Sort
first
of.
year.
I got
You
off the
sorta
plane. I
remember.
got off the plane and immediately got laid at the bar. I mean, not at the bar, but I mean, out of all the things that happened that weekend, that was pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
I just got back in town.
You
and
had
was like,
sex?
yeah,
What the fuck?
with a real live woman.
Damn.
Damn.
She was an airline.
I got-
stewardess.
I got egged.
Wow.
I know.
Were you in the egging?
No,
Were
he
you in
wasn't
that
out
walking
there with
down the
us.
street?
No, I wasn't. No,
Yeah.
Just making sure.
no. Was that after the Dime concert?
Yeah.
That was the last night we were there.
Oh, it was the last night we were there.
That's when him and Andrew and Dave and I thought there was a fourth all
No, it
walked
wasn't
over
me,
to the
man.
It was
donut
just-
shop.
The O'Hearns
egged.
and me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I think
Got
by that
Tupac.
time, I think I was passing out, ready to
Yeah.
call it the end of my.
There's
California
rumors that we were
excursion.
patient zero in Texas. That all of us
I
were the
think we
ones that
were.
brought
I
the
mean,
I
COVID
think we
here.
brought it all back.
I don't doubt it.
Eh,
Yeah, sorry, Texas.
fuck you. I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
I'm bringing shit back with me.
We didn't even know about it. I mean, maybe
Uh-uh.
we did.
Yeah.
Maybe we did.
And
at that
apparently
time.
there was a lot of
but I was
vendors
told
that were
by someone
from.
in the CDC
Yes.
that said, if I would have known you were going to California, I would have told you not to go.
Yeah. Well, and also a lot of those vendors were from China.
Oh yeah,
So,
I did go.
that's-
I went to downstairs Nam. Like when you leave the showroom floor and go
The-
under the main
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
Where Little China is.
Yeah, it's
It is.
weird down
Or
there.
Little Taiwan.
Yeah,
Because it's
It's
all
super
the
weird.
Chinese and Taiwan manufacturers that make all the low end
Oh.
electronics.
They look so sad.
I don't feel like anyone really knew until that second week in March when it was like, oh shit, this is for
when they
real.
stopped the basketball
Yeah.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it
It's a
happened.
weird
I
night.
had a gig at in Crystal Beach, Texas, which is wonderful if you ever want to go down there.
Crystal Beach
Uh,
is awesome.
Yeah.
This particular place is not where I was.
Well,
but,
thanks for selling
Well,
it.
go ahead and give us the name of the venue and the address.
That's where my
Well,
parents
no,
went on their honeymoon.
I don't want to
man.
throw anybody under the bus, but
That's
but
where I
the-
lost
yeah.
my virginity.
yeah, I think I might have even had it when I came back. I was sick for like a week, and then then they shut everything down. I was like, oh shit, this is for real.
Were you around him?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
No,
So he didn't bring it to you.
no.
No.
All right.
No, I think that where the tour manager was like coughing and sneezing and just like sounded like there were there's like debris like flying around in his chest the whole time, and I had to bunk in with him. So yeah, when I got home, I was sick as shit, and I mean I think it might have been that.
Sounds like
I didn't
Captain
get sick the
Trips,
whole
man.
time. Yeah, it was awesome.
Sounds like the tour manager needed some Mucinex.
It was bad, dude. Like as serious as he sounded like somebody like throwing rocks against a wall.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know a bit about these two here, but we don't know anything about you, Glenn.
Okay. Well, what would you? What
I
would
don't
you
even
like
know
to
if you should, if we're comfortable having you in here. I mean, we don't know if you can legally possess a firearm
It's
or
Braveheart.
I can
can be
legally-
within 500 foot of a school.
That is, I am allowed to do all
Okay.
those things.
We just want to make sure
Let me be clear on this. I
You-
can be within 500 feet of a
you
school.
can have a passport, correct?
I can have a passport.
All right,
That's
awesome.
good.
That's good, and you can vote.
I can vote.
Okay,
Yeah.
those are all the things we need checked off
Yes.
to make sure you pass our security
But
screening.
do you passport and do you vote?
Do I? I mean, I guess if you want to use them as verbs, then yes, I do. Vote technically is. I don't know about passport though.
So
Use verb to noun.
who do you play with? What's going on?
I mean,
what
now
do you got?
I don't play with anybody. I have my guitar project, which is it's just guitar music and inspired by all the people I've grown up listening to, and then I've got that electronic project, Code Crasher.
Which we opened with the
Yeah,
chip
and
tune
thank you for
electronic
that.
and stuff.
for the last 10 years, I was in the country scene. So I was always, either subbing with bands, or I played with a guy from Dallas named Troy Cartwright, who moved up to Nashville. And then I played with Max Stalling for the last couple of years. And so I was always doing that whole kind of Southeast Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Kansas thing. But I was out of every other music scene because I was so busy doing that, because the gigs they just go and go. And then after 10 years, when the shutdown happened, I was like, you know what? This isn't my scene. Like, I like this music. I like getting, I obviously like getting paid, but I kind of took it as a sign to be like, I'm going to go do the music that, matters to me. And I teach guitar and piano. I've been running my own private teaching business for 15 years. So I had that to supplement my income. And I just kind of put it all into that, and then started, working on the tunes. And then he contacted me about this little collective we're putting together. And I said, yeah, man, I'm in.
So what is your what's your preferred genre of music? You said you play with country, but what's your preferred go-to?
That's a hard one to answer. I really can't answer that anymore. It's just, whatever's doing it for my ears. I grew up as a metalhead. And then, the more I got into, good guitar players, I kind of stumbled into jam band music. I've always been a big Allman Brothers guy. I loved Fish and Widespread, back in the early 2000s when that was the thing.
Had to bring up Fish.
Well, it was all like string cheese. I went through that whole phase, and then, I got very into jazz. And I grew up as a classical pianist and a viola player as well. So I don't know, if it's good, it's good. Like if it lights my ears on fire and my brain on fire, then I'm in. But I can't answer what's my favorite kind of music anymore, because I'll have a day where I listen to chiptune, and the next day I'm listening to Chopin and Debussy, and the next day it's fucking Cannibal Corpse. So yeah, I wish I had a great answer for that, but I don't anymore. Maybe that is a great answer.
No, that is a pretty good answer. I mean, you're being honest. That's pretty cool.
I feel like
pretty cool. You can bounce around.
I feel like your whole story and your arc of music just kind of lines up exactly with mine. Only nowadays I find myself listening to the stuff that was playing in Mervin's when I was a child.
Yes.
Wow.
Mervin's.
That's
is that
amazing.
is that the inspiration for the new record?
Oh yeah.
Because I could think I should.
Music?
Are there any? Because I need to go to a Mervin's. 'Cause
Mervin's.
y'all shit is really
I think
good.
they're done. I don't think they're around anymore.
If it gives you that nostalgia, like you're shopping with your parents.
Can you get
and
the same experience at Ross?
Yes.
Get some
What?
Well,
Ocean Pacific.
it's a little dirtier. It's a
OP
little more
shorts.
clothes on the floor.
The
at Ross.
corduroy OP shorts.
Fucking Mervin's.
Mervin's.
Oh my god.
Mervin's.
There is a chiptune band out of Oklahoma. They were close to the border. I cannot remember their name. I freaking love them. All their videos were them like in a garage partying and drinking, and all their friends gathered around, and they were just going nuts.
I think that's what my next video should be.
It's like they are standing there jamming on Game Boys and stuff, and little keyboards, micro keyboards, the Teenage Engineering pocket operators and stuff, going nuts, and people are just doing keg stands and getting wild, and
Sounds fun.
just wet T-shirt contest with beer, and it's
Wait,
crazy.
where is
a lot of
this?
fun.
That's it.
It's this chiptune band out of Oklahoma. Like they were hardcore. They were great. I can't
So they
remember the
actually
name of
play
them.
the instrument, like they all
Pimpedelic
play
of chip
instruments
tunes.
together. See, that's awesome. I would love
feel
to
like-
find a way
I
to
feel like we
pull
need to
this
get
shit
there.
off live.
I think we should.
It's two guys.
Y'all should play
and
with
they
this
would sit
band.
there and play with stuff. And I can't remember the name. It'll come to me. But they were so. It's
Was
like
it Chip
Powerlifter.
and Dale's?
Sounds
I'm,
awesome.
I'm really a
That's a good band
power
name.
lifter.
Powerlifter, I think, is who they were.
I mean, when I started writing that
Chips
stuff,
and dip?
it was kind of as a joke. It was just kind of for fun. Like I had gotten Logic, and I was like, "Oh, cool! They have 8-bit sounds." And then, after like that one tune that you played, I kept listening to it. I was like, "This is actually okay." And so I was like, "All right, well, I'll go ahead and I'll write some more." But yeah, I never intended on doing anything with that. Was always just going to be like, listen to my video game music, because I fucking love old video games. That's like my
That's who it is.
old hobby.
This is them.
This
And they
is Chips
actually
and Dip?
sing and
Ooh,
shit.
I got to find out that.
This is Powerlifter,
Oh,
the
Powerlifter.
video for Buffalo.
Whoa.
Anyway, I'll show you the video later.
What's
I think they're
Afterwards,
using
they're-
this. I think they're using. It sounds like they use one of the same patches that I do. on there.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, how many things can you yank out of a Game Boy?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I don't actually. I guess I'm not a true chiptune, or I don't use the thing out of the Game Boy. I have plugins which have done a very good job of
Yeah.
replicating that. I don't have the patience to I don't even have a Game Boy, honestly, but I don't have the patience to take one
Oh,
apart and do all that. I'm just gonna make the music and find the sound.
chip donor?
I
Oh my
guess
God.
I'm not.
Glenn, when
We found something out.
when you're
today.
composing this stuff, do you have the level going on in your mind as it's happening?
Sometimes.
That's cool.
Sometimes I do. Like if I've just I do. I've got old games, but I'll look for the new retro influenced games, and some of them have really good music, and I'll go through on one will come out and I'll blast through it in like 6 hours and just stay up all night and then have the music stuck in my head and I'll go start writing. But it usually has to come with I usually have to come up with a bass groove first.
You ever used one of these?
I have messed around with one of those. Those are really fun, but I've never
So-
written anything on one.
What am I looking at?
I own 3. It's a Teenage Engineering.
They're really
pocket
cool.
operator.
They're really awesome.
Pocket
This is
operator.
the sub bass. This is all bass stuff. I've got a sampler over there, and then another one that's another crazy box. But they make they make like 15 of these, but they released a Mega Man edition
I think I saw that
with
one.
all Mega Man samples loaded in it, a ton of them, so you can sit there and play through it.
Mega Man.
And
That was
then
game.
a Street Fighter one, and I'm trying to find the Street Fighter one. It's sold out, but I want the Street Fighter one.
Those are
Yeah.
But
really
it's
cool.
all the Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
So,
and people go
and
nuts
that
with them.
you can plug that into your interface. I just don't see a spot for a.
Bam,
Oh, I see
bam.
it. Nice.
8, and you can chain them together to where they'll read off each other and trigger
Whoa.
each other, and the design behind them is really
Yeah, that's I
Really amazing.
I've messed around with one, but I haven't written anything on one yet. Yeah, that is nice.
that's one of my little bass lines
love
I
it.
built, and yeah, these things are fun to play with. Great for airplanes. Like I'm flying out to Nam, I just sat there. Of course, someone thought I was building a
Programming
bomb
a
or
bomb.
something.
Yeah.
It looks like you're building a bomb.
Yeah. But yeah, I sat there with the sampler because I loaded in a bunch of, you can record little samples into it. So I put a drum kit in there, an electronic drum kit, and I was sitting there sampling and playing with it on the plane. And the guy next to me was going, "What the fuck is this guy doing? Like, what does he have?"
That's a domestic terrorist right
Yeah.
there, is what I would have
What is
said.
going
They let you
on?
onto a plane with that thing?
Yeah, I'm
Look
surprised
at
they
it.
did too.
Yeah, it's very well. The other one, I actually ordered a case for the other one and everything, so it looks a little more realistic. It's not. Yeah,
It's
it
less
just looks like
bomby.
It looks
Like
more
calculator.
bomby with the case.
Yeah,
It
it
looks
kind of does.
More bomby with the case.
And then my third one's in the house. It's got the same case as this one. I haven't ordered one for this one yet, but
Those are dope,
yeah.
man.
Did you see that engine that fell off?
fuck
Did-
yeah.
Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
that was
I
crazy.
didn't.
no idea.
Woo!
The 777 out of Denver,
Denver, yeah.
engine blew out 13
It's on
minutes into
fire?
the flight, and it
Ooh.
just started dropping debris all over Denver.
That's crazy.
Like
Man.
there's footage of people at a soccer field just watching
Reminds me of
shit
Breaking
rain
Bad.
onto the
That's what it reminded me of. Was Breaking Bad, that one
yeah, that's
episode
true. I
where
forgot about
shit
that.
was falling in his pool.
the season open.
Oh,
with
yeah,
that.
that's-
You're
that's
like, what
a-
the hell?
Dude.
Yes, that's
I
it.
can't
End
imagine
of
that.
season 2 when the plane crashes. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the thing that was weird is that piece, that big ass round piece, was completely intact in the person's yard. How did it not dent up or anything? Like it looked perfect.
I don't know. It's the shroud. The engines are made
Was it
from
just kind of floated down and
from my buddy I grew up with. It's an airplane engineer. When the
Oh.
engine blows, it's made to blow
encyclopedias
out.
too, probably?
Yeah.
It's
away from
made
the
to
plane,
get away
yeah.
from everything and not to.
No, what I'm saying is, why was it in such good condition after the fall?
That's the way it's made.
That's
blows
just
off.
nuts, man.
Well, after the fall, yeah, it didn't break or anything, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
made to blow off as one piece when shit like
Yeah.
that happens. And they turned around and landed, but like within 20
Dude,
in a 24-hour
imagine
period,
looking
there
out
was
the window of that, and
4
seeing
plane
that.
incidents.
I would get poo-poo feeling so bad if I saw that. If I looked out the window, I was like, "Oh no!"
Tight butt.
So
The
That's a,
tight-
that's,
yeah,
a, that's a
clench
butthole
up.
pucker right there.
Ooh,
you had the 777-400 have an engine blowout. You had another one have one in Europe have a blowout. You had a Learjet crash
Was-
and kill everyone on board in Mexico. And you had another private plane in northern U.S. crash. And they're all saying that this is due to COVID and
lack of
planes
flying
not
hours.
lack of flying hours and lack of maintenance.
Maintenance people, yeah. That
That
makes
these
sense.
planes have just
Does
been
make
sitting out
sense.
there and they just go. They're not doing all their pre-checks and
So
everything
I'm,
like they're
I'm
supposed
pretty
to.
bummed out that, I mean, isn't that someone's job to just maintenance
Yeah.
before a flight?
A lot of people
Yes,
out in
But
Alliance.
they're
That's what
probably cutting
Alliance
down
is.
the amount of time that it takes or the amount of people who actually do it because of social distancing or whatever. So if
Yeah.
you normally, I don't know the numbers, but if you got 4 people who check a plane, now you've only got 2 or something like that. Like it's that type of stuff. were
Less
because
checks
of-
and
yeah.
balances.
Man,
Probably.
let's just cut down on plane flights as well. I mean, let's
Yeah.
just grind this all to a halt. I think if that's the
There's some
way
people
it's
that
going,
think that's what's going to happen.
stop.
There's a lot of people that
Yeah.
think
Let's
that's
just
the
not
way
do
it's
it.
going to go.
Let's just not do it. I mean,
I will only
Dude,
fly on
there's
the
no way,
Concorde.
okay, man. We'd be screwed. I don't know if you guys heard this, but there was apparently people
I
that
only fly
didn't know that they
supersonic.
could light their gas stoves.
Yeah.
They didn't know
Yeah,
they could
there's a
light
lot
it.
of people that don't understand shit when shit like this happens.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't
what I'm
understand
saying.
how to
If
survive.
we did grind everything to a complete stop, which probably is what we need to do,
Well, I mean, yeah,
just
that's
do a
what
big
the,
reset, and
the-
then
yeah.
and then and
A
then
lot of
things
places
would
have
get.
done
But
that.
but
Mhm.
people would freaking lose their mind. Just
Yeah.
look what happened.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When I went to the grocery store, I saw the worst of humanity. I was like, what the fuck? Everybody's being rude to these grocery store workers. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
terrible.
gosh.
I saw the worst of people
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the grocery store.
In times,
I mean, we're all Texans. We all
need-
stuck together and we did stuff.
I mean,
you see the
yes,
worst in
yes.
people,
we
and
do.
sometimes
That's the
you see the
story.
best in people.
So, okay,
And when you go to the strip club, you see the breast in people.
I like where you're going
That's
with
what
that.
he said.
That's what he said.
So, you guys are in here because y'all are starting something new.
A militia.
Yeah.
And y'all are it's like
The
a
Texas
cult,
militia.
but instead it's a record label.
Yeah. Exactly.
we're like the super friends.
Super Friends. So,
Yeah,
where
there's no Kool-Aid in jumpsuits. in this
where
one.
the hell did this concept come from? Whose idea was this?
His Sosa's.
Sosa, this is
Yeah.
all you.
I mean, it
What-
started.
Well, okay, so what? You get in the studio, you start recording your own solo album, and you're like, oh, man,
I'm gonna be the next
so
dude for it.
okay, so
I'm
try
gonna make a new record
I'll try
label.
to make it as real as quick as possible. So I started working on the record in
Death Row
December
Records.
2019. So I had been working on the record for a while. I had started tracking on it, and last time I came here in the studio with you guys, like because of what happened last summer with the protests and everything, like me and my wife spent, I don't know, 5 weeks, give or take, out doing that over the summer, and made a bunch of friends, networked a bunch, kind of went through an organization, and then like that organization split apart, and then afterwards Amber and I started our own organization called the Justice Reform League. The whole point about that is to essentially educate people about civics.
wait, that's y'all?
Yeah.
I've been trolling the fuck out of y'all.
Oh,
for
yeah?
look- No, I'm just kidding.
So that's like, and so we started a podcast with that we've been doing since like, I don't know, September, October.
the
something.
podcast is good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've
appreciate
listened to a few episodes, and it's
Well,
good.
I,
like what-
I don't
like what
listen
y'all
all
are
the
rolling
time.
No, I mean
No, no.
it's very Fort Worth focused, and so I mean
It
if you don't
is.
live in Fort Worth and don't have these people for your city council and your mayor or whatever, it's kind of and maybe not as
Have
important.
you had any politicians on?
Not yet, but I mean we would like to, and we're gonna try and reach out to the people running for mayor and city council
Gosh,
before the election in May.
Go, man, go
to-
big.
to try
Go
and
for
do
Cruz.
that.
We're gonna
go
go
for Cruz.
Go for Cruise.
Just go hard.
Cruise or
man.
bust.
Get Cruz.
He's not up for till 2024.
We're having a politician in next week.
Oh yeah,
oh really?
that's right.
Who you having?
Katie Johnson,
Oh wow!
she's coming in,
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, good.
and
I'll
then we're
definitely check
gonna
that out.
we're gonna do the same thing. I was gonna get it to the
I was
list
trying to Facebook
so
stalk her
far
and it
Yeah.
turned
because I
blew
saw
up.
it today on Reddit. I was gonna get to
Yeah.
it later in the show and just kind of run through the list real quick, and we could all be like,
Sure.
"Meh, well,
Yeah.
well."
Yeah.
But
always down to do
yeah,
that.
that's why not go for it? They all want platforms.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
easy, so.
And that's kind of what we're thinking. It's just a matter of time. So we did that, and I was like doing the whole organizing thing. I was like, well, this is just like being in a band. Like
The protest?
It's well, the protest, but like getting with
Just
groups
get-
of people that are
yeah.
all working like-minded. We all
Networking.
have a certain goal. Like, hey, we want to do this, and so Amber and I did this thing with Enough Is Enough for a while before we kind of split
The
out.
band?
Started
Band?
doing our own thing.
Enough
What
is
do
enough.
you think
No.
they call it?
The
done?
organization.
Wait, that's not. Who's saying
So,
what do you think they call
Anyways,
it?
after doing these meetings and stuff, I was like, okay, this is the same thing that I've been doing for the past 15
natural
plus
to
years.
you now.
Except people
Yeah.
actually show up.
Well, yeah, well, sometimes, but there's still disagreements and stuff. But rather it being an artistic endeavor where
They'll
we're
buy
like,
a
okay,
t-shirt.
we're doing this record. We got to
Yeah.
write these songs. It's like, okay, well, we need to get these groups of people together. We're concerned about this population in the community or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's the same shit. And
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, and okay, did that, and then I've been reading this book called Global Punk by
I forgot your book,
Kevin
by the
Dunn.
way,
I didn't.
man. I forgot
It's
your
fine.
name.
Don't worry about it, dude. It's cool. I appreciate it.
The guy from
no.
Jackass.
But
he
no.
died.
This guy
Oh.
who went around the world hanging out with punks, and he's like a punk himself, been
I
in
know.
punk bands and stuff.
Kevin's cool.
Yeah.
He's a good writer.
Yeah, his book it blew my mind, and it was
Yeah.
kind of it's all about do-it-yourself attitude type stuff, and how the DIY attitudes changed the world. And he spends a whole chapter on record labels, and I was just like, I could do a record label. I know enough people. We could start a fucking
Yeah.
record label. Like, let's just do this. So called some friends and got the ball rolling, and it ended up being like, we just were like so like Michael and the Double Bear guys or we're already working on a record for I don't know how long, a year and a half. 2
I mean, we
years?
started back in like late 2019
Okay.
recording it.
This is one of your 37 bands, right?
37
Is
bands.
the one with
yeah.
Brandon?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've got their stuff. Glenn has been working on it, like he was just kind of talking about his solo stuff
Danzig?
for a while. Yeah, Glenn Danzig. Eric Stolp from Raven Charter, he's coming out with something later on this year. He's working on. So like me and all my friends, we already working on music, and like why
Yeah.
not have a platform to release that music on? Than not. And so it's just like, well, we could. What's to stop us from creating our own thing? Let's just fucking do
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, once we got it going, then we can use it as a platform for all of our other friends and everybody else in the community. Anyone else who wants to jump on board and have fun, like, let's just do it. And so, I mean, we're not trying to be like, I don't know, like an industry label where we're like signing artists to send them on tour and like do that type of stuff.
It's more of a
Um,
platform for people to get the stuff that they want to make out there. Because one of the cool things about this is everybody who's a part of this either has some, recording experience or expertise, or is like a multi-instrumentalist. So we've all helped each other on each other's tracks as well as being, you need some keys here, you need some bass,
Yep.
You need some vocals. And then we're hoping that gets out to more, local artists and being like, oh yeah, come record with us. Or, you need somebody to do some pedal steel or some banjo or something on one of your things,
Yeah.
we provide that.
This sounds like a Fort Worth do for it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty
I mean,
much.
it's basically-
Obviously, being a part of Do For It,
Yeah.
like, certainly influenced.
You
like,
got to see all that.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
What's the
everybody
name
worked.
of it again?
Local famous records.
You're not going to call it Don't Do For It?
No, no, we
Do
could,
for
though.
that?
Do for some.
Do for
Do for it.
Do for a little bit?
Do Fort it. That's actually pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, exactly. Same. We're trying to do YouTube and Bandcamp primarily as the platform. Let the bands
Yeah.
kind of take care of their own, represent themselves, just kind of like Do For It did.
Yeah.
But
But when
like,
you need help, if you need shirts, if you need printing,
Exactly.
if you need all the
Recording.
pressing, recording,
Yeah.
all that
We
stuff,
have-
you all just help each other out.
exactly, have
Yeah.
the whole network there, and then also collaborate to do like we want to produce regular content for the YouTube channel. So like whether that's being cover songs, whether that's doing like just you guys could come in and do your own stuff. Since y'all are working on the music, like if y'all want to do something together, we could do a live performance. We had it set up at their house kind of here towards the end of last year where we were like regularly setting up sessions to do live performances, live recordings, video shoots, that type of stuff. And then just kind of everything with COVID getting as crazy as it did over it, we just kind of cut it.
So there's going to
in
be a
December.
showcase at some point.
Yeah, I mean, once
Do it. Might
shows
be
start
a-
happening regularly, we'd love to
do
start
a big-
doing
big
showcases.
showcase.
I mean, definitely some plans have gotten pushed back for
Yeah.
sure, but the generation of content and releasing it, we're at least trying
Yeah.
to adhere to a schedule of that.
See, I think there's going to be some really good art and music that comes out in the next 5
There's
years.
gonna be
Kind of like right after
explosion.
9/11.
Yeah.
There's gonna be-
Remember after
Everyone's been
9/11, all of a
woodshed.
sudden there was exactly, and there's
Oh, how
a
can I
ton of
forget 9/11?
inspiration. Everything there's
Yeah.
a ton of inspiration right now. But everybody's really charged up to get in their,
Yeah.
like their expressing themselves, their emotion out, and it's just a good. I think we're really going to have a cool ass time in the next 10 years
Yeah.
if we survive the nuclear holocaust. Of
Yeah,
course.
I mean, but if you're a
Right.
creative person, like, you've had to use your creativity to get through this. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you
been
had to.
traumatic for
You had to.
everybody. This is,
Yeah.
and so it's like, okay, well, might as well fucking make some music or something.
I mean,
you
I'm
know?
sure some people played Call of Duty the whole time it was happening. If they
Sure.
had power.
Yeah.
What
I
everyone's
mean,
got their thing.
I binge watched Letterkenny for so long. Oh,
There you go.
hard. I binge
That is a
watched
great show to binge watch.
so hard.
God, I gotta freaking finish this.
Sometimes
last
it's good,
season. That
sometimes
was-
it's
that was
bad,
good,
man.
yeah. It's good. I feel like they've
Get over
really
it.
collapsed.
No, so I told you I'm coming back. I'm coming back around to it a little bit. It's just it gets old sometimes
Just
when
look
they
at
do
his
the
sister.
whole.
It does. It's very punny. They're
All
big.
the
They're
women.
big on the puns.
I love
They're
it.
big on the puns,
I
yeah.
love the
Big on the
Just-
puns.
Mhm.
And the ladies
Oh, yeah, I
are
like
very
the
nice.
wordplay.
They're
I like the
very-
wordplay and the ladies.
Very nice.
Yep.
The ladies are nice. I
Ladies
love that
are nice.
bartender. She's awesome.
She's funny. as
Horned
shit.
up one.
What's her name? I can't remember what her name.
I don't know,
is.
but
she's
okay,
always
so
gyrating.
She's so
there's
great,
a
yeah.
there is a bar. There's a bar.
I thought there was something wrong with her, like
in,
medically.
uh,
like she did that. It's like-
God, I'm not gonna remember that. Royce City. There's a bar in Royce City, and there's
Gail.
a woman that is just like that. That's a bartender down there, just like that.
what are you doing in Royce City?
Robert Tuner, you did a
He's
solo
going to see
albums,
that
man.
bartender.
Let's talk about your solo album. Want to do some collabs? Got a solo album?
Yeah, he
So
does.
he
He
does,
just
actually.
finished up his solo album,
Yeah.
put it out.
Well, you
so,
could finish
hey,
the album you're working on. No, maybe two.
He could come
Yeah.
over here and record some bass.
Yeah.
Maybe get the drummer over here
Maybe.
too.
Oh, another thing we're wanting to do. So Glenn and I did the first episode. We're going to start a podcast too to talk about the local scene.
But
Just
you're
like
gonna
we're going
free.
to copy you guys. We're going to copy
Oh,
the same
heck
thing
yeah.
you guys
Do it.
Sweet. Why
So-
not?
He's just laying down the gauntlet
Yeah.
right here.
Just
Be sure to
just
take
copy you guys.
Polaroids and post them on the wall.
Well, I don't
because
think we'll
people
do
have
that.
stolen that too.
And we
And
got a
be
good
sure
name
to-
for you too.
Wait,
We'll say-
you guys
say-
were the
we're gonna say
first
it
to
off
do
the-
Polaroids?
Well, we got a new.
The missile crisis.
No. That's
not that.
I already own that.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I own
you don't
that.
let them use it?
I own the domain. I've got everything.
Right.
No, if you want to, but
Got to pay the
no,
man.
you
No, I
need
don't
to.
wanna
You need to. There needs to be a play on Ted Cruz now, right?
Oh yeah, for
Fled-
sure.
Fled
Cruz.
Because if JJTM ever goes down, the fallback is the Mark Cuban Missile Crisis.
yeah.
I like
So,
it. That's a good.
we'll
that's
do
a
it
good
from
one.
Cancun,
Something
Mexico.
That is
Ted
good.
Cruz missile. I mean, works.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I heard from Dale. Told me that one.
Did he really?
So when's the
Yeah,
podcast
it
going
was
to start?
one of your-
Oh, I don't know. Once the record, that's kind of the thing. I'm juggling so many things right now.
Just
I'd like to get
do
the
it one by
record
one.
released, hopefully here in the next month and a half, and then start doing. And like what I'd like to do is do one with you and one with you,
Yeah.
and kind of stockpile like 20 episodes before we release, so then I can just kind of
just boom.
drip them
Oh,
out, and
that's
then I
okay.
don't have to worry about
Yeah.
like, who am I going to do this week, you know?
Yeah.
So who's
Um,
all on the record label right now?
So it's like 9 of us.
Metallica.
Okay.
Metallica, Megadeth,
And again, like-
Anthrax.
It's
Wow,
like,
you got the big four. You got 3 of the big 4.
The
Holy
highest
shit!
paid record label ever.
Since Slayer's done, they're not.
so
in.
it's Glenn and myself. We're solo dudes. Got Dale Brunson from he used to play in Werewolf Thereolf. He also runs a studio Sounds by Dale here in
we
Fort
played
Worth.
with those guys a
we
long
did play
time
with
ago.
those guys.
And so
Good dudes.
he's
good
great.
dudes. Good dudes.
Good buddy. He's kind of the one that's doing my record. He's mixed, kind of all of us a little bit have used his services, sound editing or what have you. And then do you want to go down the list?
We got Double Bear. We're doing our vinyl release. And who else? Eric's got something
Eric
there.
Stolp. And so
What's his project?
Brain in a Jar,
Brain in a Jar.
which is
Brain in a
undoubtedly
Jar.
influenced by Metroid.
That's so
It
awesome.
absolutely.
and
is.
Double Bear is Garrett Bond from the Raven Charter, Matt Bardwell from I Am Warbird, and Matt's doing his own thing too. He's working on a record right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
called Gleek.
Called Gleek.
Did y'all play as Double Bear at Curtain Club with us?
We
of the
were
final
called
shows?
Little Giants at that time.
Little Giants. That's right. Okay.
Yes,
But
yes,
in
yes.
order to get on Spotify and not have any confusion with any other Little Giants, we're just like,
Are
fuck
there
it,
a
we'll
lot
find
of
another
big
name.
little
Okay.
giants?
Apparently, no, that's not big. I just didn't want. I think we were at the point where it's like we just don't want the confusion.
Is it
It's
the
just-
same
there's just
material?
a lot. There's a lot.
same
of ones
same
doing that.
band?
Little giants.
Some of the same material, yeah.
Okay. We're
Yeah.
gonna go through some of this material here shortly.
Oh hell yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then we also got Brandon Tyner,
yeah.
also part of Double Bear.
That
and,
he was. I played with him in Betray the Dreamer and Daylight Industries.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then Tanner.
And Tanner,
Tanner
yeah,
Hux.
Tanner Hux doing the
Teen Wolves.
Everything he
Wolves.
does.
Everything
yeah,
he
everything
can.
he does.
Everything he does.
Exactly.
Tanner's freaking crazy, and
Which I'm
Teen
supposed to
Wolf
do
is
some-
great.
I have to do some
Yeah.
arranging for him on that. He wants to make like an evil version of Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World and the Hulk Hogan.
Sounds
I am
awesome.
an American. Now I have to make like an evil upside down inverted negative version of those tunes.
In.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally in. Went to a couple of shows. I shot them.
Dead?
Oh,
Teen
cool.
Wolf. I did all their
Nice.
promo stuff.
Yeah,
Way back
those,
before
love it when he
those,
says
photos,
that.
those photos came out great.
That was fun.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
you're in that band.
I am in that band.
Oh, that's right.
What's
Damn
that?
it.
I didn't know you were in. He had to tell me you were
Which
in it.
one?
Teen Wolf.
Teen
Oh.
Wolves.
I,
Yeah,
like,
that's
I like
right.
to just work and do the thing.
You
and
guys
let-
gonna
let
get
the work
Jessie
talk for
Fry?
itself.
They were fun.
You're gonna bring her over?
I'd love to do something with Jesse. For
She's
absolutely.
signed to
Do for it?
a new wave
It's
synthwave
called
record, something like that. What is it?
New
Synthwave.
Retro Wave.
New
Some-
Retro Wave.
Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Retro new-
buy her out.
None of the profits have trickled down to Michael or I yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for.
You got a T-shirt at least, right? A Bernie Sanders
I mean-
T-shirt and a.
I think I got a sticker at one point.
There's actually what popped up in my Facebook.
They give all
memories
of they give
today
all of it
was
to Andrew.
a photo shoot I did with her at the carnival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, years ago, years ago. But yeah, good
Carnival.
times, good times.
Good times.
So that's a badass lineup you got.
It is
going
cool.
So far.
Thanks,
You're
man.
building something out.
Yeah.
I think RoboTuner's shopping.
Yeah. He's looking for a label.
Let's see.
As soon as
think
he's
he is.
gets
He's
out
in
from
there.
the contract with Flamingo.
Yeah, he's Fujiwa Entertainment owns him, which is him. So he has to get into a fight with himself to fire
gonna
himself to then go somewhere else.
If you drink enough, that is possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a PBR
I watched
night
Fight
at
Club
Applebee's.
Applebee's, yeah.
Or
Applebee's
if
guy.
you're
Yeah.
half German Irish like I am, every time I drink, I get in a fight with myself. So it happens. Maybe he'll get into
It happens.
that. Yes. Yeah, he's looking for a thing for the jet noise
Usually-
because it's no longer
Oh, my.
Josh. They kicked that spare out
Mm.
and became just the
Dear
jet noise. That's a joke. That's a joke.
But bum.
But yeah, the jet noise is looking for something, and then maybe Stink Flamingo.
Yeah, you think so?
Flamingo.
I mean, we
Alright,
got
yeah.
we
Is
got
that
a
is there
product.
something really named that? That's awesome.
That's yeah, it's
Yeah,
a great name.
that's-
That's fantastic.
We might let y'all hear some of it.
That's
I would
us.
love to hear
Yeah.
some
We are a
stuff.
solidified
Yes.
band.
Fuck yeah.
I
Solidified.
mean, I'm already a
great
fan. I
name.
don't even need to hear the music.
We're a
That name is
solidified
great.
six piece.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
Stink
much.
If anybody else wants to join, they can.
Some of the
Sounds like a party.
early things that we've been kind of doing is just again trying to create content and keep things going. So we've been doing a lot of collaborations with each other musically for our own albums. But then we've also been doing we've been picking some cover songs and just kind of playing. This last one we did was
Don't look at the board over there.
well, we can
Y'all-
steal these.
Y'all are in our head.
I know.
That's what
What
we
the
talked
hell's
about
going
doing.
on
We
here?
talked about working up a quick little 5-6
With
cover
one
EP
original.
with
Fuck
one
yeah.
original or something just to put out there to be like, you know these songs,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
so here's our take on them, and this is what you can expect from us.
It'd be fun.
I really want.
That'd be
I really
awesome.
want to get
I'd
to
love to do
the. Right now, I think we stayed fairly true to the original material, but I really want to get to the point where we're kind of putting our own spin on it.
I think.
Yeah.
That's for a later conversation.
No,
I would
super
love
down.
to throw
Yeah.
some morphine on there, man. I love
think you
that
said that in the
band.
chat,
Oh, I've said
yeah.
it so many times. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
You guys
one
can have a
day.
band meeting real quick if you want to on the
Yeah,
show.
we'll just sit back.
No,
yeah,
I-
go ahead, y'all.
Well, let's. I mean,
Or a label
so
meeting.
guys, I
This
think-
could be a label meeting.
Yeah.
few
Well,
more.
you guys want to hop on? Let's make it a party.
Give
Come
me
on,
an
I mean,
A&R rep. You need an A&R rep?
Yeah.
I'll hook you up.
I'll be the what do you call it?
Matt, there's no rock bands coming out.
Mitigator.
The do for it all.
I'll be the guy that sits in the middle. In case there's any arguments, I'll side with whoever. I'll listen to the
Mm.
arguments. And we'll go and we'll figure it out.
What do they? Yeah, the when you don't go to court, you go
Yeah.
to
Mediation.
mediator. Yeah.
Mediation.
Did
Yeah.
someone already say
I'll
that?
be
Not just
mediation.
he's
a
behind?
mitigator.
You got it.
Mitigator.
Yeah, I'll sit here and I'll listen.
Yeah, I'll be
All
the
right.
A&R rep.
So I got a 4-song sample
Go to the strip clubs.
sampler here, and then I have an entire record of Sosa stuff. But I want to let's start with this one. I want to hear some stuff about this. Let's see. This one's called Silly Rabbits.
Are we talking while doing it?
Yeah, you can talk
Oh,
while
we're
doing
talking.
it. This is you.
Yeah, this is us. This is Double Bear.
You,
it's
Garrett.
the first song that we recorded. We just moved into a new house and we just started setting up to. Well, we were gonna do some demos, but then demos became the album.
What'd y'all record this on?
Pro Tools. And
It sounds great.
thank
man.
you. Thank
I
you.
love that guitar sound. Is that acoustic with a
Acoustic,
phaser on
acoustic
it?
phaser.
Oh man,
Yeah, acoustic phaser.
Most people are scared to put phaser on their acoustic guitar, but you push the bullet.
afraid of everything.
That man over there is scared. He's scared of the phaser.
On an acoustic guitar, yeah, that's a bold move.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
sounds good though.
I
We
threw-
listened to this song a while ago. It was like, this is a fucking good song.
I threw him a small stone once, and he just threw it on the floor. He's like, "I'm scared of this thing."
Right,
I
right.
don't know.
That's not a
that's
wall.
a great pedal.
That's not a
That's
wall.
great pedal.
It's
I
not a
think
wall.
that's the
a
fun
phaser.
part about doing the record at home. It's just the experimentation of it all.
Yeah.
You know, usually when there's like money to be spent on a studio time, it's like, whoa, let's not do that. Let's play it safe a little bit.
So did you do this all at home?
All
Man,
re-
it sounds great. The
recorded.
mixing,
Really is
mastering.
good.
everything?
mixed. Well, I sub-mixed some of the stuff and then I sent it off for final mix with Bart over at Forward Sound.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, all tracked at my house and some of the partial mix done at my bedroom. Yeah.
It's a good recording.
It sounds
came
great.
It came out really good.
They got good.
And this is a fun
setup.
song.
That
That's a
sounds
really
like you
fun
had fun
song.
It's a
making
fun
it.
song, yeah.
I like
that,
this song.
that was the first one that we. I mean, it was so. Again, I'm a deep cut guy, so it's like one of those things. I can't be tasked with picking the single, ever.
Yeah.
Someone else has to do it because I have no idea. I will.
Well, that's why you have a record label
Right,
now, and you
exactly,
have PR guys
exactly.
that know,
Talk
and they
to
listen to it, and
people
they're
like,
like, "This
hey,
is the
what do-
single."
Yes. And a mitigator.
Yeah.
Mitigate.
And a
Mitigator, yeah.
mitigator.
And a inverter.
Inverter. You
And
gotta
an
have an inverter too.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like this label, man.
You know, I want to do stuff like Phil Collins' "Man on the Corner," but
Ooh, that'd
no
be
one wants to hear that. Maybe me.
You might want to hear it.
I
don't
I'm
know.
all about leaning into the eclectic.
Yeah.
Like,
Some of
lean
the
into the niche shit.
Yeah.
Like, people love that.
Some of the shit you and Tanner would throw out about doing,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was just like, "What are y'all thinking?" That's fucking
I-
bizarre.
I love the deep cut, man.
It's
I'm the
awesome.
But then
Like I got it, but then I was like,
Yeah.
"Would everybody else get this?" It's awesome, but it's fucking crazy. You guys are out of control.
yeah.
This
This
part
is
is
a fun little part.
so
That's
unsettling.
a great guitar solo, right? Is that Brandon?
That's Brandon.
Oh
yeah.
man, that's tasty.
He's doing the slide guitar all over this place. So yeah, Garrett on bass, backup vocals, Matt on drums and backup vocals, and Brandon doing lead slide guitar stuff, and I'm just holding down that acoustic for the
Nice.
most part, doing the vocals. It's fun.
So the next track I have here is the one we opened with, which is,
Ascension.
let's see here.
What are you ascending
Ascension.
to?
Which I wish I wouldn't have named it that, but it's out there. That's what it's called now.
It's too late.
'Cause I think I'm gonna call the next one something just entirely stupid, like
Why are you freaking out about it? Like,
it's just always one of those you put it out and you're like, I could have done something different. You know, just the artist thing. You know.
and we kind of
Hey,
talked
man.
about this. Is this like doing stuff like this, chiptuning stuff? And since we found out that you cheat, you don't use a Game Boy, so you can't really fit in the
This
genre.
guy's a cheater.
You know, you have to order those stupid cartridges from Japan to make it work right too.
Well,
So
see, I'm not gonna.
stupid.
Yeah,
Like
It's
the-
way out of control.
Is
Way
that
out
the
of
one, is
control.
that the
Like,
one where you
what?
take the NES cartridge and throw it in somewhere?
No, it's a Game Boy, and you have to have a certain chip tone cartridge to
Oh
make all
my
this work.
gosh.
It's crazy.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
this
it's,
whole-
it's intense.
That's a cult.
I won't respect it
Chip
until
tone.
you're power gloving.
I wrote most of this on
Yeah.
a 25 key little like that over there.
Little
and then
Axiom?
and then I think this one is all sounds from Logic, and then some of the stuff that will be coming out later was I started expanding, like just plug-in libraries, finding other good kind of 80s synth style, because not all of it really falls quite into chiptune. It's kind of almost like 80s synth chiptune. I don't know, man, just whatever
There's a-
sounds good. I try to make good melodies and just use sounds that bring you back to
Let's create a
that
new.
time.
Let's create a new Depeche Mode.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
do it.
in. I'm in.
For the modern age.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. You were gonna.
Is this just you sitting around at the house with the laptop in front of you, or
This
you go-
this one was, and then it's gotten a little bit more. I guess I don't know the word to use, but now the last one, I was actually writing on like a full 88 key, key keyboard, and like the parts are a little more composed. But this one was literally just like making loops, and I was like, okay, there's 4 measures. I like that because I always wanted to write music for video games. So my hope is to one day kind of try to funnel this stuff into, maybe getting a job, on like some sort of indie game or something like a Hotline Miami or, a Shovel Knight or something like that that's coming out. I love that music. I love what it does for those games, and I love that industry.
Mark the time, everybody.
so-
9/15, February 23rd, 2021. Glenn
Talk to the
said.
cats at New Magnetic
Glenn
North.
said he's trying to get a job.
A new one.
What was the
We're
game
trying to
that
get-
New
I don't want
trying
to
to
teach
get
people how to
job.
play Iron Man
New
anymore.
Magnetic North was on? Who were they? What was the game they were on? That
the one?
the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Which one's what? What are you pointing at?
God damn it.
Janet.
Borderlands.
Borderlands. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great game to get
I
on.
didn't know you got on that.
That's a
Yep.
good
Yeah.
game to get on.
Borderlands 2, the intro when you start the game out,
Okay.
it's all them.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
You're gonna blast it. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
I think Mike Patton's
What
done
a
some.
what a series to
video
get
games,
get
too.
on too,
Yeah,
man.
Patton's the
Borderlands. That's a
I don't know
class,
about
a
the
cult
music. I think
following.
he did
Yeah.
the like voiceover stuff. I don't think he actually did music. He might have.
I
Patton
like
did
Patton
some.
does music sometimes. and
No, he
sometimes
did a-
just shouts.
He did a video game. Was it Max Payne?
Yeah, but I
Saints
think
Row
was it
or
just
something.
voiceover?
What a
One of
great
those.
No,
One
he
of
did
Or
those.
did he do the
music.
music too?
Yeah.
I'm
I
really-
know
he
he released the
he was
album.
yeah, and there
I'm
was
really
wasn't there a
waiting for the
zombie game or
next
something?
Tony
Wasn't
Hawk
he
There
did?
was
Skater to
some
come out.
vampire zombie
And we
game or
just
something
put that.
he
We
did.
just
Yeah.
do
What the
the
fuck
song
does
sampler.
my computer just straight up went Mike Patton video game? It knew.
That's so weird.
They're,
That's like the third
they're
time that's
listening.
happened.
They are.
Little Asian boys.
Mike Patton.
Is that the
Wow.
second Indiana Jones?
It is.
Careful, you're going to
Rose,
wind up on a list.
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones.
Trying to
Short
get his
round.
computer on it. Yeah, short round. You
Burnout.
cheat, Dr. Jones. You cheat.
Burnout. Saints Row. He did do voices for Left 4 Dead. Left
That
4
was
Dead
it.
2.
Left for Dead.
Oh, Burnout
He did
was
that
a great
weird,
game.
Yeah.
that weird demon or
The witch
that
or
witch
whatever.
zombie. Yeah,
Yeah, that's Mike Patton.
Left 4 Dead was a good game.
Left 4 Dead.
it was a
creeped me the
scary game.
fuck
Yeah, it
out.
was pretty scary at times. So was
Yeah.
the one that there was one a few years after that. The Daylight Dying one.
Mm.
That one was pretty freaky sometimes too, man. It was another zombie game.
I also
or
do-
actually, it was an infection like COVID
Yeah,
zombie
everybody
game.
started getting affected stuff. It's
You
basically
had
the
to
time we're
you
living
hid
in
out
right
in
now.
a high-rise tower with a community and stuff, and you had to go out. It was pretty cool.
What about this? This was the one that really started it all of musicians getting into video game.
Is it Duke Nukem?
Nope. Quake.
Quake. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Quake. I was gonna say Doom or
'Cause
Quake.
that was one of the things
Well,
was you bought Quake and then the soundtrack was on the same gameplay disc.
Yeah.
You could
That's
play the
right.
audio
That's
side
right.
of the gameplay
So
side.
Trent
you
Reznor,
remember
right?
Green Jelly, right? Three Little Pigs.
Yeah.
So on the Super Nintendo and Sega game, the Maximum Carnage, the Spider-Man beat 'em up game, they did the 8-bit. It's fucking awesome.
It's way cool.
Yeah, I would. I wonder if there's like a real instrument recording of that out there because that shit is dope, dude. It's real good.
I wonder if there is.
It's so like when I heard it was, and the only reason it made an impact was because I'd actually heard Green Jelly. I mean, like I don't think
I used to
I-
play her all the time. Or no, I'm thinking of Green Jello. The guys that come up dressed
Yeah.
up as a Cookie
We were supposed
Monster
to
and all
open
that.
for
Yeah. Who you and Spec?
Oh yeah, Spectacle. Was. I
Spectacle
thought
was?
I was thinking, yeah, Spectacle was supposed to play a show with them.
No.
I try to make a habit of listening to Three Little Pigs at least a few times a year, just so
At
I don't
least.
forget
Should.
it. Forget how it goes.
And then, so next up we have this,
I'll buy your house down.
which is yours.
Yeah.
Blow your house down.
Is this your leadoff single?
Yeah. Daring Bravely.
So
Is this the one that has the video?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool video, man.
Thanks,
That's
man.
I'm really curious what his process was. I was like, what anime is this?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I need to message the guy because I think it's 2 or 3 different animes that he kind of snipped all together, so I can kind of cite it in the.
I
thing,
mean,
like,
I used
hey,
to
it's
just
these, 'cause I don't know.
sit by myself in the early 2000s watching all the AMVs.
So I'm gonna be honest. Here, this sucks. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the honest.
This sucks. This sucks. This
I
sucks.
really thought you were going balls to the wall, Rage Against the Machine, insane by all the stuff you were posting, and I was like, he's
Yeah.
gonna get super fucking political and be insane.
Yeah.
And then you sent this over with the group, and I listened to this before I went to the record, and I was like, this is not Rage Against the Machine at all.
No.
This is very emo and very chill and very
Yep.
very cool. I like it.
He
Thank
wants.
you.
He wants.
I
To,
like
it a lot.
He
Good.
wants to bring them in
But
before.
From all your Instagram posts and the videos you're showing, this is. I was like, is this
Well,
the right
I
thing?
think we also had the conversation when he came in that there needs to be a band that's just got that piss and vinegar that are upset
Yeah.
about what's going on. We're like, it'd be a perfect. I think we talked about how it'd be a perfect time for Rage Against the Machine to actually.
And we were
get
supposed to
in there
go
too.
see him.
And we
Yeah.
were supposed to go see him. So that's why we probably thought that too.
Well, this is the one song on the record that has like a positive.
That was the
vibe.
next thing I was going to get to. Is this is the highlight? This is the sunny day of the record.
Yes.
Oh shit! Sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
Yep.
you release this as a single and suck them in.
Yeah.
and then like, whoa, shit! All this serious and dark and heavy.
Yeah. It's all pretty heavy.
Yeah, this is good though.
Thank you.
This
man.
is
I appreciate it.
you, Garrett.
It's all me.
Daniel?
This song is Daniel Baskin does the lead guitar
Okay.
solo, and then Eric is doing all the keys. Like, there's keys throughout the whole thing. There's like some patches, some piano, some
it's like a Raven
strings.
Charter pastiche.
It's a Raven Charter song. Like, I actually wrote this for the Raven Charter like right before we broke up,
Oh, okay.
and so we never worked
This
on
has
it.
a Raven Charter feel to it, so
Exactly.
that makes sense.
So
Okay.
it's kind of the way I kind of approached the record was because I had different songs were like heavily influenced by other bands. So I just tried to lean into that sound, whatever that song was, whatever the sound of that song. So to me, this was like Raven Charter genre or whatever. So I kind of tried to lean into that as much as I mean. I probably could have just gotten Garrett to sing it too, really, like, and probably should have maybe. But this was pretty much went for that whole sort of thing. But it's the only one on the record that really is that clean and like because it's I don't know, pristine. I don't know. We tried to make everything sound a certain way, and this is the only song on the record that I really kind of put that much time and effort into. Everything else was a
I
lot
didn't
more rough.
look. Where does this fall in on the record?
It's the first real song. It's after the intro track.
okay. That's,
And this is
that's right.
Dale recording.
Yes. Yeah. All of this was recorded at Dale's studio. Sounds by Dale.
So yeah, that is the way to do it. The link you sent me had everything out of order,
Oh shit! I didn't even
but
realize
when
that.
I downloaded it, it does put them in numerical order,
Okay.
and that makes sense. You get the start, get the good positivity going, and then
Throw them into the fire.
You show them the edge of the mountain, then you just kind of
Yeah.
shove them off of it.
Exactly. I didn't know where else to put it really besides there. It's like it doesn't make sense in the middle or at the end. But yeah, like I'm really excited to get the whole. I'm just gonna drop the whole thing out. I'm not gonna do any more singles or anything after that one, or this one or whatever. Just kind of put it up.
And you're doing a bunch of stuff with this,
Yeah.
like
A lot of stuff.
audio liner notes.
Yes, and I just finished those. I know.
That's fucking badass.
Thanks, man. I'm like, well, no one reads liner notes. No one buys CDs or, I guess you get vinyls. You still, and those have real liner notes in them. But for the most part, most people are going to hear this on Spotify or on the internet or
There's
something.
no
They're
more
never
romance
gonna-
in the world.
Yeah, so I was just
No-
like, well, why
nothing
not make a
romantic
track that's part of the record with
Yeah.
that information in it? Like,
Awesome.
and I just kind of made it more, kind of what I'm telling you now. I kind of explained the process a little bit.
So that is what it's going to be. Finalized.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a DVT commentary track where you go over each track and you're like,
It is a little
Can
bit
we-
of that.
Is it a little
It
bit
is
of
a little
that?
bit of that.
Okay,
yeah.
that's
should
cool.
do
We
that.
should definitely do
It's
that.
a track by track. I kind of just explain, what the record was about. Go track by track, and then what I really wanted to do was talk about my influences, like who was I listening to when this song was, whatever. Who inspired me? Or who worked on the song? Like,
Yeah.
Double Bear did "Pay for Your Own Exploitation" with me, and so like they're on that song. So I talk about them for a little bit. I tried to talk about everyone that was featured on every song that was featured. And then I have like a book recommendations thing at the end because a lot of the lyrics came from books that I had read
See,
recently.
if you do
or
all
been
that
reading.
though, then what are you going to talk about when you go on podcast shows?
Just the same
You
stuff
know?
over and over again.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
a
why not?
teacher, you get used to repeating myself every day. So
Good
it's
point.
There's been a few artists that have done this.
okay. I was wondering because I don't know. I did not aware.
And
of
I
it,
think
but
it's
awesome.
I think it's pretty cool. Trent did it
Okay.
on
Cool.
Hesitation Marks. He went through and did an audio track that's on the like extended edition or deluxe edition
Oh,
where he
that's
talks
awesome.
about the tracks, what was going on, what they thought about, and who all was on it. Because he had Adrian Belew joining back up, and there was
That's
a lot
awesome.
of talk about what Adrian was doing. He was a freaking ridiculous guitar player.
Mm.
Didn't we see him?
I think you're right.
I think we did.
He's
Yeah.
King Crimson for a long time, right?
Yeah, he's in King
Mhm.
Crimson.
Yeah.
So like he did an audio track, and it's actually
That's awesome.
it's pretty cool. And then who else did it? Was it? I think not Between the Buried Me. God damn it!
Ba-da-da-boom.
There's a kid. I shot him.
Shot him.
They're an English band.
There's a kid. I shot him just like
Bring Me the
snip
Horizon.
that-
Oh yeah, bring me-
Bring Me the
Just take
Horizon
that
did it.
Oh, okay.
They
oh,
did it on
really?
one of their tracks. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, good.
they
I'm
were-
glad. Yeah, because I was like, I know I can't be the first person to have done this, but I hadn't seen it a lot, and I was like, why not? Especially now with the podcasts being as widespread as they are,
Yeah.
like, why
Mhm.
not?
I think it's a badass idea. I think it's
Thanks, man.
way cool hearing someone talk about something. You're not going to listen to it all the time, but at least
Yeah.
listen to it once or twice is very cool.
If they,
Very, very
yeah.
cool.
I think if people love the content, then they'll definitely listen to it.
Yeah.
Like I'm the kind of guy who sat there and got the Dream Theater DVDs and watched the commentary for some
Yes.
reason. And
Same.
it's like, yeah, I want to listen to these dorks talk about their music for a while,
Yeah.
Exactly.
for an hour and a half or however long the damn DVD was.
So then track number 4 on here is a fun one.
Yeah.
That's you again.
Oh, I'm glad it's fun.
Well, it just this track is fun.
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
I'm so glad you like it.
I think we were jamming it when you
when I
got
walked
here.
up, yeah.
that makes me
Yeah.
feel really. I feel very happy knowing that.
It's just I don't know, funky fun. you know?
It's. I was listening to a lot of Frequent Flyers. Have you heard them?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of them when I wrote it, and initially it used to kind of sound like that. It was very dry sounding. Everything was very clean. And when I had the drummer, as my friend Matt Van Heel, he's the drummer for Cowboys Red River house band, and then he has his own project called the MVH. Very synth 80s pop kind of stuff. It's pretty neat. And he laid down the drums. When it came back, I was like, man, it doesn't fit with Frequent Flyers anymore. So I'm just, instead of trying to like stick with this vision I had, I'm just gonna let it go. So I chose more that kind of Schofield, roto speaker kind of tone at the very beginning, and then I love. Have you heard from the end? It goes all Latin, and I love.
Yeah, that's
I love Latin grooves, man. I love Santana. I love all the Latin stuff. I like even. Man, I'm gonna real dork out here, but on like half the old like Castlevania shit on the Nintendo, it's all got that that clave in the background, and I love everything like that, and I love those mixing those classical chord progressions with that. So that was the thing on this one. But it used to be a lot lighter. It was a lot cleaner, and then it just got dirtier. And then I called it Stomp because it just, I don't know, I was just stomping my foot to it. It was initially called Lockdown Stomp because of the COVID thing, and I was like, one word is easier.
I like it too.
Well, I'm really glad that you like it. This one I did everything, keys, bass, guitar, and then my buddy did drums on an electric kit, and then we plugged in, I think, Steven Slate drums for this. The next one coming out is also like that, and then the ones after, I actually got like real drums recorded and hired a keyboard player. I got a guy who's going to do a pedal steel solo over a prog rock progression. It's going to be weird.
Hey,
I'm ready for it.
I've heard pedal steel over heavy dark metal, so
Nice. I listened to this guy.
of course it
named-
doesn't sound like pedal steel anymore.
There's someone named Will Van Horn. It's bass, pedal steel, and drums, man. And it's like if you took the Buckethead album Colma, but instead of guitar, it was pedal steel, and it is fantastic.
Wow. Oh, did you get that pedal steel?
I did.
Hell yeah! Is
I
it at
did.
your house?
It is. It is. It's
yeah.
very difficult. It's this learning is going slow, but it's going along. I had to learn how to tune it first.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's called a push pull,
Uh-huh.
which is like a very antiquated system, as they all are. But like this one in particular, it took me a week to learn how to tune. So it was awesome. I sliced my finger open with a spring. It was just super
Awesome.
dope. Yeah.
I don't even understand or want to start or have time for that.
It's
Like,
pretty.
that is
It's pretty
freaking
wild,
crazy.
but it's fun.
It blew my mind when Alex sat down and learned how to put here we go. I'm gonna learn pedal steel.
He
and
was going to
work
work on
through it.
mine,
I was like,
and when
what
I
the
told
hell?
him I had you're talking to the guy from House Harkonnen, right? Because Doty referred me to him to come do some work on the one I got, and I told him it was a push pull, and he was like, "Sorry, man." Like nobody knows how. I finally got a hold of the guy from Lamb's Music, and he was like, "Dude, it's going to be like 6 months before I can get to it, but like here's some free advice," and that worked and got it in tune. So I've been able to, I got some books and I'm playing slow with the metronome, just working through it. But it's a super fun instrument. Just to even get one sound out and you push the pedals down and hear the chords change. It's like, oh, fuck, that's dope. Yeah, so I'm never going to be amazing at it, but I'm going to be good enough to lay down some nice texture on stuff. The pedal steel solo getting laid down on the new song, that's not me. That's going to be the guy who does or used to play steel for Turnpike Troubadours. I don't know if they're still a thing or not.
I don't know if they are or not either. I haven't heard that name since before COVID, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there was some stuff going on internally in the band, and then after COVID hit, who knows what any of it is moving forward. I mean, there's a lot of country bands that just dropped when that shit happened. Well, I'm very glad that you like that song and think it's so fun because that makes me feel
The song
better.
that came back up, it went back to the Quake soundtrack. It is Raped.
Oh,
We couldn't
That's what
release
it's
that
called?
these days. Yeah.
What is it? Was that old band
cleaned it up.
Horse the Band?
Horse the Band. I
One of
love
the
them.
best. It's like this beautiful, like romantic era piano solo on it, and the song is called "Rape Escape." And I remember I was listening to it once, and it was a girl I was dating years ago, and she's like, "This is amazing. What is this song called?" And I'm like, "Rape Escape." She's like, "I'm sorry, what?" Like, yeah,
She's reaching for the door and trying to jump out of the car on the highway at 70 miles an hour.
yeah.
It's another chippy band.
Called
Chip
Slow
band.
Driving Panel Van.
That was kind of one of the bands that influenced me to start using that square wave sound
Rufinol.
again.
Yeah, because they did it. They did it great.
Oh, they were fantastic.
So what are the plans now? Like as of right now, I mean, you're getting stuff together,
Yeah, I mean,
talking about it.
we need to have a meeting about calendar. Like, what's the next month?
Here, we'll just sit back.
6 weeks. Look like
You can have another one.
you
real
talk
quick.
to the other guys
So
too.
we sent all our stuff to the printing for vinyl because
Okay.
we're gonna do vinyl because why not?
yeah,
Because fuck you, I want it.
yeah.
I want it.
Y'all are balling.
Huh?
If you're doing vinyl, that's not a cheap endeavor.
It's not a cheap endeavor, no.
But yeah,
But-
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
it.
just like having it, and
Yeah.
if it means that I have, I don't know, a lot of copies of my own work, whatever.
Hey, it's more shit to scratch, right?
More shit to
when you're in the
scratch.
clubs.
No, I mean, I just like having the physical thing, and while I respect going digital and what the liner note stuff and all that commentary stuff, it's just like I just want something to hold and look at for a while.
You've got extra space on the back. Do the same thing, but on vinyl.
Like talk,
like a
just
spoken track. About
Just have a whole A and B side of just talking.
It took me a long time to sing for my band, and I know I've sang for a lot of my bands, but I don't want to hear myself talk.
Yeah.
So what you do is you do a double gatefold. You have your A and B with your music, and then C and D of you talking about the A and B.
We just talked about how expensive it is to print vinyl. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the money on another record.
Yeah,
just to hear my own voice. I'm not gonna do that.
You're gonna spend $3,000 on just platters alone.
All I wanted. It'll be like track 1, and it's just sounds of ice clinking and glasses as I'm drinking and getting progressively drunker.
Like, thanks for buying this.
Thanks for buying this. Clink, clink,
clink, clink, clink.
I thought it was just to be you drinking, just breathing, but no vocals.
This is
it's
me,
like a Phantomos record.
Yeah,
this is me drinking the 20-year Pappy. It's good.
I'll put on headphones. We'll throw a mic in the room. I'll have a bottle of whiskey and ice.
Being cocky.
And just listen to my own song through headphones and go like
the commentary, but only you.
I'm the only one listening. I'm the only one listening.
This is my favorite commentary track ever.
It's just
hear like the headphones and the microphone like super quiet. Like,
can you imagine the guys cutting that platter at hand drawn, going, "What is this track?" They're just doing a big QC on it, and they're like, "What is this? Is that clanking of ice?" And
it just sounds like a Mike Patton record. It's like the second Phantomos record. It's just an open heart surgery for 7 minutes.
Is the audio coming through headphones? Like you can barely hear his own audio through the bleed of the headphones to the mic.
That'd be so perfect.
That would be great.
Would you change the ice like for the next track?
Oh,
change the ice out.
You'd hear.
Okay.
I have to get progressively drunker as the thing goes on, and I might not say anything the whole time.
You maybe should get a speak and spell and just put like change ice.
Yeah,
just have that just each time.
No joke. You can buy speak and spells at Target now.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
And you can circuit bend the shit out of them like you could.
Oh man.
Like Depeche Mode did. They are.
I didn't know you could still do that.
$20.
Wow.
And you can. They're totally made to circuit bend.
I know where my next $20 is going.
So
I mean, all of
Glenn's got a couple more songs that are coming up that he wants to release here soon, right?
Yeah, I guess I've got 3 more of the guitar ones, and then at least one more Code Crasher one that's done. I finished it actually last week during the snowpocalypse. All my students were without power, so I didn't work all week. So I wrote a fucking video game song.
So you held it over their head. I have power. I can write music.
No, but you know what? I provided asylum to some friends without power, so I wasn't. I wasn't like turned them away. Like, no, go away. You can't have our water.
Okay, we'll credit you on that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, he did try to make us sound like we were lazy, right?
I didn't do shit. Get out of here. Don't put that evil on me.
And then Stolp, I think, is going to be having a single ready here in the next month or two for Brain in a Jar. And then Gleek is almost finished, right? Isn't Matt almost finished with the record?
Well,
Gleek.
We're currently moving.
That's right. Is that this next week?
That's next week that we're moving.
Okay. Let me know.
So they're tearing down our house.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
The house that we recorded the album in, they're tearing it down to build monstrosities.
Do they not know the greatness that was going on there?
Well, I mean,
Did you tell them
the
who you
album
were?
hasn't been released yet. I tried to tell them I was local famous, but they didn't listen to me.
You didn't tell them, dude. I'm Michael Garcia.
I'm Michael Garcia. I play
Do
with
you
Jesse
not know who I
Fry.
play
I play
with?
with these other bands.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big deal. No, but they didn't listen. So yeah, they're tearing down that house that we recorded the album.
So where
in.
you going?
Well, luckily we found another place about 2 or 3 blocks down. So
Okay.
and if it's a similar kind of layout to.
You still in the same area?
Yeah.
We won't talk about that area.
Yeah. I can still walk to the bar.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
the
good.
important
That's
part.
what we need to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you can still get to the bar. Is it further or closer?
It's a little further, but it's probably for the best health wise.
Health wise, you get to you get to work out everything you've drank.
health-wise,
Sweat it out a little bit. Gotcha.
But yeah, the layout's pretty similar to what we have. We may lose a square footage a little bit somewhere, but I don't know.
Same acoustics. You can match the dynamics of the record.
Every place is going to be different. It's all hardwood floors, so and that's really what I look for, especially since I end up recording out of the house so much. I go in, I clap my hands, I talk real loud, and it's like, well,
And
I
if
don't-
not,
I
you
don't
can-
hate it.
You can go 3 blocks to the 80s house and
Yeah.
sit there and record.
go sit
in
there
the
and
80s
record in the
house.
80s house and look at the Ninja Turtles video game.
In the 90s house.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I like those old
Max.
houses. They just kind of have
The Max.
they have a vibe about them, and it's fun.
Well, sounds cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are building a roadmap and then having fun with it.
Thanks, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
why not?
I mean, we're following your roadmap, or
But-
you guys's.
We just show up here and yell into a microphone of all our misery every
Well,
week and then have,
I mean-
have our
Yeah.
friends over.
Doing it for a
Yeah.
long
Why
time,
should I
though.
not kill myself?
You're kind of describing what we do. Only we start every single time hangout with having Sosa read the minutes from the last time we hung out.
Well, see, no one's caught on, and I guess we'll
With
just give
ice.
it away here. It's been almost 8 years we've been doing this, but this has been a cry for help
Mm.
for 8 years.
It's always a cry for help.
and no one's grabbed on
We're here to
and
listen
been
to
like,
you guys.
"Do you guys need help?"
I've
We're
been,
sorry.
I've been listening to it every now and then, and I can hear the.
You don't listen every week. Thanks.
Mm,
Thanks for
no.
fucking our numbers up.
no,
I appreciate that.
no, it's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
What
we're
what,
doing
what day
some-
is it?
Yeah, today's Tuesday. We
Tuesday?
put it up on Wednesday. You can stream
Oh,
it. You
shit.
can watch it on YouTube anytime.
I mean, I got you guys saved on my Stitcher app.
Is Stitcher still a
Yeah.
thing?
I don't know. I use it still.
So yeah, I still use it too, but apparently it's like the least used. But I started using it
Yeah,
10 years ago.
they started dropping, and now
I didn't know.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
get
don't know.
my
I still
head
use Stitcher.
wrapped around Podcast 2.0, which is changing everything.
Oh, what's
What?
this?
So now you can put chapters in everything.
So you can skip ahead to certain parts.
So you, as you're talking about things, you can flag stuff
Hmm.
and put chapters in, and then you can change the art to match what's going on. So if you're talking about a
Huh.
subject, you can have screenshots
Huh.
so people can look at their device and be like, so like earlier when we talked about the pileup on 35,
Should put a picture.
you could put a picture of the pileup on 35, and instead of it being the show art the whole time, then a picture would show up of the pileup, and you can actually just
It's a lot of work.
you can put as many as you want.
I mean, it sounds
From my understanding, you have to have someone running another device and be editing that
wow.
as you're doing it and putting markers and
Also,
stuff.
to be aware of what's gonna
Imagine
qualify
that.
as a chapter later when somebody listens to it. That's interesting. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So-
it just goes against how
smart,
I
but
actually
it's-
engage with podcasts. I treat podcasts almost just like I treat old school talk radio.
Yeah, same.
You know, so I just
Very
kind of
organic,
have it.
just
I
let
just
it-
kind of have it on as I'm
Yeah.
doing things. I'm not like engaging like
Yeah,
this.
Yeah. So old school talk radio.
Old school talk radio.
Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh. Yeah.
Ah.
I just wanted to feel like an AM transmission from somewhere off in the distance. Just listening to the
didn't
loneliest guy in a
realize-
shack and somewhere in the middle of Arizona.
Oh, west of the Rockies, you're on the air. So fuck Rush Limbaugh and his political stance. But what he did for the talk medium
Mhm.
is freaking crazy, and I didn't realize how much he did in the AM medium. Besides what he did, period, for talk radio and made it so big and so wide, especially political talk. But doing it with just AM, I didn't.
This
I've-
is Mark.
I know
this
he's on
producer Mark,
satellite
this,
and everything,
This is
but-
where Dustin starts talking about the beauty that is Rush Limbaugh Market or Podcast 2.0 or whatever the fuck.
Yes, you would. Now you'd have a
There's a
picture,
Picture
of,
of Rush.
of,
Picture of
Rush standing there going. Like he
Yeah.
does.
No, I'm sorry. Continue. I'm
But-
sorry. I didn't mean to jump on
That
you.
is one thing. Like everybody shit on him. Oh, he died. Well, I didn't know it was fun to shit on people that died of cancer, but okay, that's cool.
I
We
mean,
can
I
do
was
that.
doing that before it was cool.
Yeah, just anybody that died of cancer, you're just jumping on their ass.
Sure.
So anyway, yeah, that's cool. Let's
Kind of
just,
fucked up, but
yeah, But then,
Oh, now you guys are making me feel like an asshole for doing that. one?
yeah,
Like
you're on your
I'm
own.
the only one.
You're on your own
Hey, you-
limb there. Have fun with that.
Stubbs. I know.
I know you joke about cancer. Okay.
But just the foundation he made, and I think I posted on RoboTuner's post when he posted about it. I was like, it's fun watching everybody just shit on him because of his political stance. Totally understandable. Put that aside. But what he did for talk radio, and then his rivalry with Stern, which
Mhm.
I listen to Stern all the time. I used to growing up, and then when he went to satellite, I went with him to satellite, but I canceled my subscription to satellite because it just got stupid. But their rivalry pushed each other to be better.
Mhm.
and they kept pushing each other to fine tune their craft. And
Yeah.
one dude sitting in a studio by himself and talking for 4 hours,
Yeah.
and then taking calls here and there, is pretty goddamn incredible.
Yeah. And people are still talking about him.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you want to
when-
draw someone off sides on any social media, like Twitter, you just throw his name out there and see what happens. On both sides of the conservative or liberal, people are heated up, which is funny because I don't think I ever thought about him much until my dad, I think, listened to him back when I was in high school before the ticket, right? Like during those times. But other than that, I didn't fucking know what he was. And then he did the Monday Night Football for, what did he do, one season? I remember
season,
that. He
yeah.
did that. That failed experiment.
I got guys
Did
I
you know he had
work
a
with
TV
that
show?
listen to him. Yeah, I knew he had a TV show.
It was like Sally Jesse Raphael. I heard
Yeah.
the guys on the ticket talking
Really?
about
Yeah,
this morning.
It was more like
Apparently,
Morton
it
Downey
did
Jr.
not go very
It was insane.
good.
Oh my god.
But like there's guys I work with that would listen to him religiously, but they're hardcore right and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Him and Mark Davis and all that. They're just all those guys. But what I knew
That's
from
what I do when I
Rush-
like someone on the radio.
What I
just-
knew from Rush is all he did for conservative talk
yeah,
and the political talk spectrum because of
think-
him. Then you started having
Right.
all these other
Mark
channels
Levine and
that
Mark
had to
Levine
fight
and was
against
it,
what he was saying. So then
there's
you
that other
had-
cat, Sean Hannity, that's on Fox. Like you had,
Yeah.
and then what's the dude's name? Glenn Beck. Like he started hate him or not, he started a kind of a talk genre.
Then you had
Just-
on satellite. You had Air America and the
What
other
was the
one? I
one?
can't remember
Who
what
was
it
the dude with the cowboy hat? That Imus. Was he?
Don Imus.
Yeah, was he in
Imus wasn't really
competition
political.
with?
He was just he was trying to be he was more of a shock jock.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
I thought he was a political dude too.
a little bit.
Like, I
but
thought
he was.
I thought
more-
he was part of the whole.
I think he
competition
became
thing with-
before he got pushed out for the shit he was saying that was extremely racist.
Imus did.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He started getting political and started getting in there, and he thought he was being shock jockey when it turned out to be you're a
Kind of
racist old fuck and you need
kind
to
of a
die.
dick.
Yeah. So, but it was really Imus, Rush, and Stern that all fucked with each other,
At the beginning,
and they
when it
all attacked each other because they all just Stern and Imus worked in the same radio station, so they fucked with each other. Period. And
They were
then
all
Rush
three in
was
New
coming
York,
up, and they all
Yeah.
But I think without them, we wouldn't have innovation. Without Rush, we wouldn't have the whole
Well, shit,
both
Fox News-
sides political going nuts on radio.
I mean, Fox News.
I mean,
might
but we
even
don't. There's
even
not.
be-
There isn't a left voice on the radio.
there is on satellite.
You know,
there's a big one.
I mean, I guess.
Well, there
yeah,
used
maybe.
to
I don't
be-
have. I don't,
what-
I don't
but
there
we're,
used to be a,
we're down
uh,
here with WBAP. You're not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it's
There
just,
used to
it
be
doesn't
a girl.
exist.
They used to have
NPR.
some lady for a while.
That's not even left anymore, though.
was
Not
her
for the
name?
past decade or so.
That's
Like
true.
it's
What?
pretty.
That's
It's
I mean,
interesting.
I feel
That's
like
the closest I can find.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like
There
like
was
the
a
left
lady
is
they
probably
had
more
for a
in
while, like in
podcast
the
land.
early 2000s. I forgot, but yeah, I think
that
that's
was
the
a
thing.
chick that always talked about.
I think
her
more people are
vagina.
just. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What was that lady's name? She was left.
She talked about her vagina.
Tori Amos?
No, hardcore left.
Can't remember, but there was a lady I remember that was, but that had a progressive show on FM or AM radio, I think, for a while. But I think it was way back in the 2000s. That's because I think more people now are not listening to that stuff on the radio. They're just going to podcasts.
as a
and-
medium. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's just
AM isn't what
a
it was.
What
dying
is that
art.
chick's name? I know
can't
you're
remember.
talking
Sally
about.
Jesse Raphael.
No, you were close.
She was NPR sounding,
Yeah.
very NPR. if I
Laura
remember.
Schlesinger.
Schlesinger.
Yeah,
She
Schlesinger.
wasn't on the left. She was a
She
righty for
was?
sure.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I
No,
thought she was
then
a
that's
left.
not her.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was on the right.
Yeah, Dr.
who's-
Laura.
Yeah.
My mom
Yeah.
loved
That's
her.
who it was.
Loved
Yeah,
to
no,
throw
is
that
that-
shit
is
in
that
my
not the
face
same?
all the time.
No,
That's
she
not
was
the same
right.
person?
Dang.
I think that's who you're talking about. Yeah,
No,
but
I was
no,
talking
she
about-
was
I think
extreme
it was-
right. There was another girl,
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll
another
never-
lady. God, I can't remember who she was.
You mean they let women on the radio?
Stephanie Miller?
Stephanie
that sounds
Miller.
familiar.
I think Stephanie Miller.
Is that like a traffic
Was
lady
it?
for like
Oh,
Kiss
yeah.
FM or something?
Wait to degrade her. Just throwing the
Yeah.
helicopter, floating over
Yeah.
the city, and talking
She's
about
probably
traffic.
I'm
traffic,
so
girl.
disappointed in you, Sosa.
She's
Yeah.
probably like Vanna White. She turned the letters and stuff or something. What's
Yeah.
that? What's up,
RoboTuner
Doctor?
says
What'd he say?
Dr. Laura got kicked off the air for using the N word.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Oh.
which,
Oh,
Good
yeah, that's
gosh.
right.
Speaking of which, now's the time when we say the N word.
let's all just get it out of our. No.
Good Lord.
What do y'all think about what happened, 2 days ago?
What happened?
Oh,
I don't know.
What did you guys do 2
oh,
days
you don't
ago?
know?
I
That-
just got power in my water back. Like
you don't know that the president dropped the N word?
the
What? No. Like,
Now,
is it an
which-
old recording or was it
No,
Biden
current?
brand new
Biden did
in his talk on Sunday.
I did not hear that. No.
Yes,
Do we have footage of this?
yes.
Good gosh, let's please don't play it.
No, what he did was he got Bidened. That's going to be a new verb I'm making
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
a verb for the
Like
since he's been
Fauci.
around.
He
He's
got,
gotten Fauci'd.
you know how he gets tongue-tied and he gets
Yeah, yeah.
mixed up in his words. You know, he kind of
Yeah.
screws things up.
Right.
Well, he took 2 words, and when he got screwed up, he
Blended
pushed
them
them together and said the
Whoops.
hard with the ER.
Oh man.
One of the greatest South Park episodes ever is the cameraman.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
On the Wheel of Fortune
the
episode.
Wheel
Oh,
of
yeah.
Fortune episode.
People Oh, yeah.
annoy you.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Just the cameraman, just seeing that cameraman go like this.
Like, don't do it.
That yeah. That is one of the greatest episodes ever.
That
I
is
love
that
South Park.
that was pushing it, and then like I've said on here before, Dave Chappelle and the white supremacist,
The white,
Yeah,
yeah,
the black
first
white
episode.
supremacist.
the Black Klansman.
That first episode.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I wonder what
Walter
kind of fallout
Biggums?
there's going
What
to
was his
be
name?
from that, even though it was an accident. Because recently there's and he was pretty big. I'm not going to say his name, just professional courtesy, but he's a country guy in Nashville, and he was partying with his friends. You heard about this, and it got caught on
yeah.
a ring camera.
That was
All his shit
hardcore.
Got, I mean,
Yeah.
within 2 days, like his skyrocketing career was completely flipped around.
Well, he had the #1 record. It was his 3rd
Yeah.
week in a row.
I was teaching a song of his
Yeah.
like the week before to a
Well,
kid, and like the next
I-
week he was like,
Did
"Yeah,
you
I
watch the
don't care."
video? 'Cause
I did. I
saw
hadn't
it.
seen it. My buddy,
is no
my buddy
excuse,
who's a
no-
songwriter in Nashville, told me about
This
it.
is no excuse at all. And I'm not giving an excuse. Where's the disclaimer that anyway, the way he used it, he did the soft A thing. Like he was a gangster. That's still completely moronic, but like I don't know, you just got to be better than that. If you're in the public view,
I think you
just-
need to be better than that.
for one, what are
period.
you doing yelling trying to get in a fight? Like you should just go home and go to bed and not
Well, he
And when
wasn't
you're in a
yelling
town like that and
to
you're
get in a
big like
fight.
that,
He
like,
dropped it like he was
like a
talking
bro, like a
his
bro
buddy.
kinda, yeah.
Is I'm gonna get this.
It was like
to
tell that punk,
bed.
it's when
yeah.
there's that many eyes on you, you just can't do it. You can't.
But
you
I don't
can't. You
know-
shouldn't do it. But I mean,
See,
you're like.
The
Can I
thing
ask a
is,
question
all my
about all
friends,
this?
if one of your friends
Yeah.
just dropped that and he was white, was just came with that, like instead of saying bro, said that, when you'd be like, what the fuck? Dude,
I don't
what are you
like
doing,
that
man?
word at all, man.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who uses it anymore, and I haven't used it in a very long time, and I'm just not. Yeah,
I bet you there's some other country stars though that have just dropped the hard R straight
yeah.
up.
I
I'm
bet
sure.
you they.
I'm
I bet
sure.
you they sit on a chair on The Voice.
I bet you they're no. You
The
know what I bet?
Voice.
You know what I honestly though? I bet you they're freaking out, thinking at any moment that video is going to come out of them back in the 80s or 90s or something. You
or
know
a
what I mean?
tweet.
Well, hopefully they would.
Hopefully not.
yeah.
But it was kind of weird. Like, I want to ask the question of the video was obviously someone across the street on their second floor balcony just shooting.
No, it was
These-
I heard it was a ring cam.
Yeah, that's what I thought it
Oh,
was.
is that
too.
what it is?
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen the video,
Oh, okay.
but I've heard it was a
Then,
ring cam.
You know how
Then
you got
then
the
I'm cool.
and they uploaded that shit to TMZ.
Yeah.
No, I'm
You know?
I'm cool with that. I thought it was just someone just waiting around for these guys
For-
to
for-
come
Wait,
home.
that's bullshit. You know,
Fucking
like
sabotage
trying
them?
to- yeah.
Well, then if that's bullshit, then so is Ted Cruz's buddy sending tweets or text.
It's all kind of.
I've got it pulled up here. You want to hear it?
No, man, I don't want to glorify any. Oh, you talking about
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden? Man.
Listen to it. Listen to it and see.
See what-
you
what
see
he
that he
screws up?
fumbles. He fumbles.
I just
yeah.
I would like to hear
Yeah.
it so when people try to say that he actually dropped it. I
No,
can be
he
like, no, he didn't.
He fucked up. He just in his head. All right, let's see here.
He's just in
I'm
his
eager
head.
to hear. I'm eager to hear. Eager to hear next from my.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit.
He mixed. I'm eager to
Eager.
hear
Or-
Yeah.
and
I'm eager
neither-
to
and
hear.
Neither.
And next,
to
Next.
Oh man.
blanker to hear next.
Play it again.
So
Yeah. After I just said I didn't want to hear it, I just want to know what.
all right.
I want to know what the word the N word that
Series
was going
finale.
for. Was it
Hold on, hold
neither?
on.
Was it neither? Or
Real quick,
Yeah.
you got to remember this is a guy that has a history of.
Fumbling words all the time.
No, he was a
He has a
stutterer
stutter,
when he was
yeah.
young, and he's had his face peeled off twice to have brain surgery.
Yeah.
Oh my
So let's
God.
talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Let's think about that when we do this.
Eager to hear.
Wait, let me back it up a little bit. Now, I'm taking this from a YouTube channel that is a African American gentleman saying he dropped the ER bomb,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What the hell? Why isn't anybody talking about this?" You know, MSN. He even says MSN just glazes over because it's Joe Biden. He's the good guy.
Well, it's just
blah,
like
blah,
the
blah.
Alpha Predator
And this
in
is
the 90s.
like
that he
I said, this is an African American guy that's like, if Trump would have said this last year,
Yeah.
everybody would have jumped his ass. But here we go.
That's
ready
in its context.
Here it goes.
I'm eager to hear. Nigger to hear next from my good friends.
And just like that, I don't.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he saying?
It's just like
It's like he was reading off a card. Something. It looked like some kind of teleprompter or something.
Well, they all
was-
have teleprompters
right.
when they do this.
So he got something confused.
It's just
like
your mouth
neither.
messing up. Like
That
he just
doesn't-
went,
yeah, that's
like had his
that-
mouth closed and
Just a
went,
mouth
That's one
queef.
of the worst
Yeah.
kind of fumbles of all time, but that's a fumble.
Now
That's
here's
not-
my
that's-
argument.
Just a mouth queef.
Here's my argument in all this is all of us in here. That word, I would hope. I don't know. I know Michael gets a little wild sometimes when he drinks. That word
never.
isn't
It's only
at the
because I've been
top.
pouring drinks.
Never.
That word is not the top of our lexicon. Okay, so if we got word fumbled or stumbled up while trying to make a speech of some sort, I would say 1 out of 100,000 times we would put those two words together to make that.
No, I mean, I
I'm
don't.
going to have some weird
But that's
built-in
not how language
anxiety that
works,
I'm going to.
though. Like, you don't make your mouth to make words. Your mouth makes the syllables, you know. And so it's just like, just whether you're intending something or not, and if you're as old as he is and has the neurological issues that he has or whatever, like,
Has a history of racism
yeah, well, sure, I'm not.
and has a history
No,
of
this
dropping
is-
the N-bomb in the Senate.
Sure. Now, I'm not going to defend his prior racism because, like,
Yeah.
I'm saying in this instance, like, that it's easy to see how someone could move their mouth in the wrong way.
I'm eager to hear.
Yeah. And then,
He was trying
turning,
to say
"I'm
neither here
eager."
or there or something maybe, and then that's when he
He's
got split
stuttering.
up or
I'm eager
something.
to hear. I'm eager to hear. I'm eager to hear from my friends is what he's saying. But he took
Yeah.
that last sentence,
Yeah.
the part before my friends, and dropped
Yeah.
the N-bomb.
But it's like if you close your mouth and try to say, you know, what I'm
What-
saying
I'm
is,
sure
what's
we're
the
going to
ma-
see
what
some
is the
giant
mainstream
public
media
apology
saying?
very soon.
yeah.
What is mainstream media saying about
Nothing.
the whole thing? Oh, it's
Yeah,
just
no
not
one's-
even.
It's
no
been
one's
2
rising
days,
to
and
it,
y'all
yeah.
haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard about it until
mean,
I
now.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not. It's a mistake. Like,
But so was Big Lee and Big League.
who cares about that? I don't give a shit about that either.
But
Not
everybody.
any educated person does.
No,
Yeah.
most of us didn't give a shit about that, but the media ran with it. It was like,
I mean, I don't
he's
know.
making up words, and Trump is making up words, and
I-
so was
I have a
Fred
problem-
Durst when he tried to accept an award.
I have a problem with
Honestly,
the media
Big
doing
Lee should
that
be a word.
then. So the fact that the media is not doing that now, I think, is a good thing. Don't waste our time bothering us with shit that doesn't matter. Like, they shouldn't have bothered us about it with Trump. Like,
They shouldn't
you know,
have, but they did.
But
and
good. Well,
ran it
as
to
long
the
as you're not
ground.
doing it now, cool. Like, that's all. That seems like improvement to me. Like,
But until someone that it doesn't fall within their political lines comes up there and stumbles, or
but I mean, that's what every media is biased. Every
Yeah.
It
media
is.
source, every
that's what
outlet
we talk about
is
weekly.
biased. And so-
Everybody's biased.
Yeah,
Everything's got a point on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, wherever you choose to get your media from, which it should be multiple places, it shouldn't just be one
Yeah,
channel or one
right.
It
network.
should just
you
be
get it.
podcast. I mean, honestly.
Well, I mean,
it should be
yeah.
Premiere.
It should be a multitude of sources. But you know, if you're doing that, then you are less susceptible to certain outlets be pushing their bias on you because everyone's
Yeah.
going to do that. And that's what bothers me is when people try to say that they're not biased.
Like
know,
you just tried to push
so-
your record on me, and that's very biased.
You know what?
Very-
Well, yeah, but I have a
very
bias in
aggressive.
it.
You,
It's
you
my
know,
record.
you know what I've
Yeah.
learned in the last probably since Trump was in office was two things. Well, you've always been told when you're at a bar or whatever, never talk about politics and religion, right? So you know that.
And see,
I've also
that's
been-
wrong though.
That is
Yeah.
wrong.
That's wrong.
There's certain
Everybody
percentage you
does
can,
all of
but
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
politics, sex, and religion,
So-
and everybody talks about all
Yeah.
that.
But
So-
I have gotten to the point, and you're not gonna like this. I promise, because you're gonna be like, dude, you shouldn't do that.
Hey,
But
do you need to hand him the rubber dildo to throw at you?
no, because he'll
Okay.
probably throw it on this one. I've stopped having conversations when I realize that someone is not informed, like real quick, and all they're talking is talking points that I've heard 1,000
Mhm.
times, and
They're
they're
just
not. They're just
regurgitating, yeah.
regurgitating the crap that they see.
He's not going to hate that. He
I'm-
is informed.
No, but a lot of people, educators would say, no, you should try to educate at that point, but it's just not worth it anymore. when
It
I
depends
see
on
when
who
I
you're
get
talking
into
to.
it, when I like
You can definitely see
I
that.
guess yes, you're
if
right.
It's
If you're with
someone
kids,
you can share.
if you're with kids at your class or something, yes.
Yeah.
But grown ass adults that are my age and they just fucking run their mouth like they know. I know politics. I got into it when
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
started hating Trump, and they
Mhm.
just tell you all these things that you're like, dude, you don't know how any of this works at all. You have no understanding, but you're
Yeah.
fired up and you're pissed off and all this. So I don't talk about that, and I don't also. It's kind of a two-pronged thing. I also don't if you're going to come to me with some story that you heard on CNN or Fox or any of the mainstream news media outlets, I'm automatically going to be like, I'm really not interested in any of this at all because it's all angled. There's an angle to everything, and it's because of advertisement.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
but that's the same about every. Like we just said a second ago, every media source is
Right,
biased. So
every-
if you
yeah.
take
Every
it to the
media
fact,
sites
okay,
is that
mainstream
way.
media, it's a mainstream media, so take it with a grain of salt. That doesn't mean 100% of everything that mainstream media posts is
bad.
bad or wrong or
no,
inaccurate.
you have
know?
to weigh it.
Well,
you do.
exactly.
I want to say lately, though, is that the past year, everything really has a very sharp point and angle on it, though. Especially when those two you just named, Fox and CNN,
Yeah,
are
they're just
yeah.
it's
two
like
of
a
the
gang
worst because
war.
it's just
Yeah.
radical on either
Yeah.
side. And because I'm not. I'm not far right, obviously, but I would see some of the stuff that CNN said, and I was like,
Like, what
dude,
the heck?
fucking come on, man. Like, you're
Yeah.
just as bad as the people
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Oh, and vice versa. And vice versa. Remember when everybody was like, everybody's picking on Trump on Fox, dude? I remember 8 years ago when Obama was in office, and you were the shit y'all were saying about Obama on Fox. I was like, and now you're all upset because
no
you
one
say
remembers that
CNN doesn't
anymore.
treat
Yeah.
CNN does not treat Trump right. It's just it's so
Look,
petty. And
if you're at the
stupid.
bar and you start talking politics with someone, you can quickly figure out
if you need
if
in the
you
conversation,
can end the
yeah.
conversation
It's kind
quick.
of like music.
And as long as you can relate it to the careers of
Man, you like that
of
Metallica
Mr.
album?
Big, Enough's Enough, or
Right.
Trickster, then
No,
you're
but
good
you're right.
to go.
No, you're
Finally.
right. You're right though. If
Yeah.
someone immediately comes up to you and starts talking about Megadeth's best album was Ride the Lightning, you're like, oh, cool, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna hang out with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
you're
good
a
album.
dumbass.
You just
You're
kind
like-
of move on down the
Yeah.
road.
You like Saint Anger? How about that snare? What?
He actually.
No,
Yes, you do.
I don't like it.
He
I have
sure
an
does.
argument for Saint
There's a
Anger.
couple good riffs off.
I would
No.
like to hear your
I have
argument.
an argument for Saint Anger.
I would like
you
to
said
hear your
you want to
argument.
put
Prove
that.
it.
You said you have specifically said you want to use that snare in something.
Actually, I've sampled it and I've put it on our stuff. No,
I want to hear
not
your
really.
argument.
My argument for Saint Anger is this:
Mhm.
if there had been some garage emo whatever band come out of nowhere, people would have grabbed onto that album and been like, "This
Yep.
is fucking amazing."
can't argue.
Same
If
thing
it
that happened with
wasn't
the same thing that happened with
if
Load.
it wasn't Metallica,
It'd have been a great
Yeah.
album
Same
from
thing
anyone
with
else.
Load.
By the way.
I think
I'm
that's
a
why
Load-
Death Magnetic was such
I'm
a
a Load
successful
fan.
record because people were like, "Oh, they're back!"
Yeah,
Like
they're
you know,
back.
yeah.
They've
I-
done that
I
like
love that
th-
record.
they've done that
but
like
isn't
3
that
times
part of the
with
Metallica
though.
machine?
So
Yeah, coming back, it
So
is.
here's this.
Yeah.
That's part
So
of the
say
Metallica
say
machine.
Saint Anger
They've
was
come
put
back
out
like 3 times.
a White Stripes duo style, and they're like,
Oh, yeah.
well, fuck,
People would have loved it.
this sounds very garagey and very cool. This would have been great.
It's
But
just hard
since
when
it's
you've already got that
Metallica,
brand.
it's like fuck
Yeah.
them. You just put out the Black Album, and
So
everything
I-
sounds really produced, and this sounds like ass.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
Where's
I have this
Unforgiven 4?
theory. I have
But it
this
wasn't
theory
even
about
that.
Metallica.
Go back to the stuff that's not produced, and it still had something that record just didn't have. You know, go back.
Yeah.
Kill 'Em All's not produced very well, but that's a fucking great record.
I think Metallica
True.
is just unable to break up with their producers. Like
Yeah.
the
a
like
good-
you'll
good
listen to
analogy.
Injustice for All. Where's the bass? That was the last album they did with whatever
Jason Newsted. No, Cliff Burton.
No,
Cliff
No,
Burton.
no,
Yeah.
the producer.
The producer.
Bob
Something-
Rock came in on that.
Bob
He
Rock
came
came
on
back
after.
after.
And
Oh,
that
yes,
guy
the
was
dude
really
that
up.
did,
The
he
producer was really
he did
upset
Master
about that.
Puppet. Yeah,
He
did
hated the
Master
way that was
Puppets.
mixed.
Master Puppet sounds
What
amazing.
the fuck was his name?
What?
That producer was talking about.
Rasmussen. I don't remember his name.
Steve Rasmussen or something
Yeah,
like that.
Steve
Yeah.
Rasmussen. And,
And then-
the
so
reason
they
they
go to
went to
Bob
Bob
Rock?
Rock is because of Dr. Feelgood. Because Dr.
Exactly.
Feelgood sounded fucking amazing, and they were
Mhm.
pissed that album sounds so good. That's why they went to Bob Rock.
I feel like they just fuck up their mixes so they can move on from their like they don't want to
And-
break up with their producer.
So they just
I don't know,
make
man.
it
I will
bad.
say
Like-
there's some pretty
and so-
iconic
and
rhythm
so-
tones off
and
of,
so you-
off of Justice.
Justice is great musically, sort of. It's a prog rock album from
It
Metallica.
is.
Yeah.
It is big
It's
time.
cool.
Justice is
cool.
good.
It's a cool album. I like the riffs.
What do
I
you like
some of
about
the
Load?
Load,
I love Load.
Load. James Hetfield sounds like he's singing.
He
like
does.
he has an amazing voice,
He does sing really
Okay,
well.
so-
man.
started-
and he
started
plays a
doing
fucking
vibrato
B-bender.
and
and
stuff.
he plays the B bender,
Yeah.
and like the songs are like the songwriting is suited
Yeah.
for
It's so
that
good.
guy's voice.
So, two things I love about Load and Reload.
Hit me. We're about to become best friends.
The Outlaw Thorn.
Yes.
The Outlaw Thorn's fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
amazing.
And Fixer.
Yeah.
Those are the last
Dude, I
songs
don't
on
know.
both records,
Both
and
songs.
they're
Remember those
fucking
songs.
great.
That's the
I don't
that's
even know
the
if I
reason
remember
why I
those
tell
songs.
everybody when you listen to a metal album, you have to listen to it all the way, and you have to. If the last song is the best, last song will usually be the best song on the album. That's where they
Yeah.
blow their load.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No pun
It's-
intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Which
it sounds awesome.
In order to
And
heal
then if you do it again,
all
you're
of Outlaw
Reload.
Thorn or Outlaw Thorn, you have to get it's a B-side of one of the singles like King Nothing or something
Mhm.
because they ran out of time on the record
Mhm.
or on the CD. They ran out of space. So you have to go get the original version. It's a B-side of either what the fuck is the name of that song?
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Or no, not the
Oh,
Unforgiven.
you did the.
No, he's
first
talking.
single.
He's talking
You did the
about
first single.
Memory Remains.
Yeah,
that
the
one.
Memory
Yeah, yeah.
Remains.
It's either
Oh,
the B side of
okay.
that or the
Sorry.
B side of King Nothing. I can't remember, but it's like 20 minutes.
Are there
long.
3 Unforgivens now? Right?
Yeah.
Is that there's
On-
3,
on
right?
Three,
Death Magnetic's
yeah.
the
Yeah,
third
let's
one
let's
now.
stop with that.
Yeah,
That's
they're
dumb.
just jumping the shark. But
Yeah.
again, so like
Fonzie's just
so they
waving at
they
him.
get rid of Rasmussen. I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
and I apologize immediately.
I know who
to
you're
him.
talking about.
They get rid of him, get Bob Rock, and then they go all the way to what is it, Saint Anger, and then they decide to go
Rick Rubin.
Well, so like Saint Anger was Bob Rock in there, right?
I thought that was when Rick Rubin came
maybe
in. It
that
was
was.
like,
Rick
let's
Rubin
have
was
fun.
after. I thought Rick Rubin was after.
Was
We
he?
got to
I don't
Google
know.
search
It
that.
wasn't even so much the production on that. I just didn't care for the songwriting or the riffs all that
I
much.
just feel like
but I
they-
mean, I was stuck in old Metallica too. I may like that record now if I go back. And
Oh, it is
listen.
Bob Rock. Well, you know,
I should do that.
if you watch
Go
the
back
Saint
to the
Anger,
new.
if you watch
Yeah.
some kind
newer
of
Metallica
monster,
and see.
you can see how they wrote it.
Yeah,
They
we're in
sat
turmoil
there.
and all fucking
No,
shitty.
not even that. It's like none of them were in the studio at the same time, and they would record some shit, and then they would in Pro Tools. There's a scene where Lars is like, "Let's cut this out and move this over, and let's cut this out and move this over and cut this
Well, I
Which
mean,
is
there's,
so-
and move
it
this."
was
That's
so
how they
weird.
built the songs.
There's
And
a-
that's
in
where the
Saint Anger.
T-shirt came
there's
from.
a scene in.
It should have been Lars.
There's a scene in A Year and a Half in the Life of Metallica where Lars is sitting there. Let's like take the drum fill from 138 and let's, while they're still playing together, but he's. Still
But that
like,
was to
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
like,
that's when
what's
that
the
whole cut and
reference?
paste kind of stuff started to become big too. That's when you could, the technology was able to really start doing
Yeah.
that. It was like, well, why wouldn't we use
Yeah.
it?
I
Yeah.
watched.
It just took a couple years of some records of people
I
going,
watched Periphery do that.
doesn't sound quite right.
Periphery's another different
Yeah.
level, though.
Yeah, I watched Periphery do that.
Animals
play-
as Leaders kind of
let's-
did that on
yeah.
the first record, but I mean, they're also fucking.
Let's take all our Axe Effects heads and run them through one cabinet live.
Yeah.
Come on, that's Periphery.
I
I love that edit, that YouTube
what
edit
Flamingo's
where
gonna
they
do.
got what's the other guitar player's name? I'm totally blanking.
Hammett.
on who?
Hammett,
Kirk
thank
Hammett.
you.
Yeah.
Kirk, and he's like telling you know what I'm talking about? It's like it's Hetfield and Hammett, and he's like trying to teach him how to play a guitar part.
Yeah.
And he can't-
He
I
can't
feel
figure
so-
it
Can't
out.
get it. I
Out
can't
of
figure
any
this
of the
out.
guys in
can't
Metallica,
figure
I
this
feel
out.
sorry
I can't-
for Kirk
what?
the most. Kirk Hammett. I feel sorry for him the most. He seems like the coolest dude. That's just like,
The last
Like
time I
he's-
saw them live, what cracked me up was watching them throw whammies on stage in front of him, no matter where he was walking. Like there was,
People
like,
were just
and I was sitting there
throwing
going,
whammies.
I was like, there's got to be like 4 or 5. Like I saw him on the
that's genius.
what was we just talked about it,
some kind of monster.
the
Where-
Coffin tour, the
Oh.
Death
album with
Magnetic?
Death Magnetic. I
Death
saw him on the
Magnetic.
Death Magnetic tour twice, and I swear to God, there were guys standing. There were like 4 guys, depending on where he was standing while he was playing live. They were just waiting for him to solo and would throw a whammy on stage real quick. Like I watched this, I was like, dude, you have paid 4 guys to be standing there, 4 techs to be standing at different points of the stage with these. There has to be another guy with the cords, right? Like when you watch TV cameras on the sideline at a football game. Not only is there the TV camera, there's another guy that reels
Yeah,
up the cord
It's got
every
the
time.
Cable.
So is there
Yeah.
another cable guy? So now we're talking 8 guys
Hey,
just
Metallica-
throwing
yeah.
whammies on the stage,
Metallica has
depending
fucking
on where
money.
you are.
I mean, yeah, they do. I mean,
Metallica
they
has fucking
they
money.
do have the money.
They do.
that
So
kind of
awesome.
stuff.
It's freaking hilarious.
Well,
and I feel
so-
sorry for him.
Well, I mean, it makes me also. It's like Kirk Hammett at least gets it. Like he understands the humor, which I think all anybody who loves metal should understand the humor aspect of it.
There's a whole humor aspect.
Yeah.
There's,
Oh, yeah.
there's so much comedy.
That's why
So much
That's
comedy.
why Metalocalypse is such a good
Oh, yeah.
show.
Yeah. And there is a whole
The drink ticket episode.
There's
is,
a
what
there's a
do
song
we do
called
with
"Crush
this?
My Battle Opponent's Balls," and every couple years I'll get a student that's like, "Can we learn this?" I'm like, "Fuck yes, we can." I got to go home and practice it first, though.
Strap in, kid.
that guy is out of fucking control.
He is
Brandon.
unbelievable. Did you ever watch Home
And
Movies?
he's a dick.
Yeah.
Like
Home
that's
Movies.
and he would always be the
Brandon.
what was the guitar player that had his hair in his face all the time, and I can't remember that character's DJ or something, but
Brandon.
he'd always be noodling, and then yeah, that guy is fucking unbelievable.
He's got a whole series of YouTube videos, and he's like, I'm gonna show you how to do this, and he's like, and this is the only time I'm gonna show you this because if you don't fucking understand how to do this,
Don't
you don't
even
need to
try
be
to
playing
play.
guitar. Just put your guitar down.
Those are great.
And he's like, so you got to do this. Okay, you got that. Now we're going to the riff, and because we're gonna do that a whole lot. If you don't understand it, throw your guitar away, go home.
What was
Brandon Smalls.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man,
it.
he's
Brandon
He's
Smalls.
so great.
He's an unbelievable. He doesn't use like a ton of distortion either when he's soloing. Man, he's so clean. I can't believe he
Yeah.
does that shit on a Les Paul too. Yeah, that's hard.
Well, that's where your 8 and 9 and 10 string guitars came from, just because of him.
Yeah, because he's tuned down so low.
Because he's just fucking crazy. Yeah.
Man, I try to play on an 8 string. I just get lost at a certain point.
It's a different instrument.
I could do the 7 string, and especially if I tune the 7th string down to A,
Yeah,
then everything kind of feels like a guitar again with just drop D kind of mentality.
with 8, it's different. You have to approach it. I had to approach it like a different instrument.
Did you fuck with the fan out frets?
Mm-mm.
I have.
I want to try that. Yeah.
It's
That's
not
crazy.
weird.
It's not weird. It
It's not
actually
weird.
works. So Delegard and I were going back and forth at NAMM last year. We were going through some bass display, and there were a bunch of fan fret stuff there. And I was like, I don't know if my head will do this. And he picked one up, started playing a 5 string. So then when he was done, I played with it a little bit. I was like, oh, this makes things way fucking easier.
That's what it
Yeah,
seems
your
So
hands
is it-
crawl in the
is
right
it just-
place,
Is
and
it
it-
just for like your hand position to not?
No,
Yeah.
it's for well, a lot of it's for scale length. So the bottom strings can be longer, and the top strings can be shorter, and that's really where those strings resonate better when they're at that longer scale length.
But it
and
does-
just has to be done right
Was this
though.
the gesture that I just watched you do?
It does feel better. As you're sitting there playing, it
big one.
does feel better playing on them.
Yeah.
And then the Dingwall basses.
Yeah, Ding. I was about to ask, was it Dingwall? Yeah.
I did play on a Dingwall there
Nice.
because, of course, they're sitting right across from
Yeah.
um,
Kiesel. Or
no
whatever. Or,
Dark
oh.
Dark Glass.
So
Yeah.
that was
So they're buddies.
that was my
Interesting.
first time going to NAMM, and I'm glad no one warned me, but holy shit, that drum section!
Oh yeah,
Just the first time I entered it
yeah.
was
I try to get out of there as quick as I
my
can.
mind started exploding. It sounded like everybody's playing drums, but all it sounds like is this constant thunder.
Yeah. You can hear it throughout the.
And then
Oh,
it's
fuck,
weird
the whole
because you're
building.
like,
what's that?
Is it
hum?
Cradle of Filth Day? What the fuck?
Yeah, everything sounds like just the
but then you're
blast beat from
you're
hell.
sitting there going, man, I feel like I'm at Guitar Center, but that's a dude from Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
and that's the dude from Slayer,
Yeah.
and that's the dude from Dream Theater, and that's the dude, and you're like, this isn't Guitar Center. All these guys know what the fuck they're doing, and they're doing these
It is.
demonstrations, and you're like, God,
It's awesome, but holy
oh
shit.
God.
And then there's this one lone guy in the corner, like hand hammering a cymbal.
Yeah, like with a forge and building it out.
It's like,
And you're like, what?
fuck?
I have
personal
never
hell.
been to NAMM.
It is.
I want to go.
It blew my mind in so many
It's
different
so much
levels.
fun.
Yeah.
It's
It looks
it's
so
fun
much
being
fun.
with everybody because we all just sit around and make fun of everything.
I mean, I want to go. I would like to go with like a group of musicians. I mean, the last, when playing in the country scene, nobody ever wanted to go. It was like, okay,
We get
well.
drunk, we eat a bunch of edibles, and then we just make fun of
See,
everything.
that sounds really good. Like, I want to do
Yeah,
that.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
You just sit there and you're like, I can legally eat this stuff and make fun of people,
That sounds fantastic.
and I'm not going to get thrown out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
One of these days.
that whole
Texas.
weekend was just a haze for me.
And
Like-
then you go and you watch, I don't know, Paul Abdul or something.
When is it
It
happening
was
this
like
year,
a-
or is it? It's
It's
not.
They canceled it.
Okay.
Oh man, when they played in the Still the Night.
I think they do one in
Holy
Nashville too,
shit.
or somewhere out there.
Wait, who was it last year?
Either Nashville or
Fucking,
Because we had Tower of Power the year before, I think.
I mean, They had. I mean, they played Still the Night with. It was the
Oh,
guy
yeah, that's
who's
right.
playing Doug. What's his name? Doug Aldridge.
Did y'all go into Dime Bash?
I didn't.
You and
And
Delegard bolted.
did not know.
Okay,
That was wild.
that was
Seen that.
fucking insane.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh, I recently
Barbecue.
watched a video that you took from that.
Which one? The Sebastian Bach?
Bach trying to hit the note.
Trying to
Oh
hit
my
the note.
God.
Trying to
Gosh.
hit Cemetery Gates.
Yeah.
And
So funny.
And missing his cue, but also still going for it.
And then just repeating gates over and over and over. Daily,
Yeah.
I get at least 4 comments on that video daily. It's now at like
I wish there was a video of us
70
when we were watching it because we're all kind of looking at it. Like,
I kid you
"He's gonna
not.
do it again?
As of
Oh, he's gonna do it
yesterday, I
again."
looked because I like going through there and looking at the comments because
Sure.
people hate Sebastian Bach, and I'm like,
Can we
"Holy
hear
shit."
that? Because
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we'll,
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
let you
All right.
listen
you know,
to it.
there's
Hold
I don't
on.
think there's any footage of even Phil Anselmo. I know he could back in the day, but I
Yeah.
think the only video out there, even an old one, he screams it.
Yeah.
I don't think he.
Well, Sebastian doesn't either.
I mean,
he
Sebastian
gives it a
goes
good.
for it.
He gives it a good 5 or 6 healthy tries.
That is
I've
an
got
unbelievably high. note.
79,400 views on this. I'm
It's
making
a-
fucking
wow.
bank.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's
I'm,
an amazing-
I'm fucking getting rich off this video.
I was saying that this place looked
Seven-
upgraded.
79,400
It's
views.
all that Sebastian money we're getting.
I have 1,000 upvotes and 117 downvotes. But if you go through the comments, there's 234 comments,
They're-
and it's
some of 'em
just
are
like
brutal.
brutal. Like, what the fuck is he doing? He's still washed up. But Courtney,
Yeah,
Matt's
she's
girlfriend,
Awesome. She's awesome.
she's great.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Let's see. He reaches for the note right here.
He's about to hit it.
Yeah, here it comes. This is all we did after we saw this night.
All right.
Good.
All right, okay,
Good. Right,
okay,
good.
okay. Then Courtney.
And she hits the
Who's
pitch
that?
pin.
Who's that?
Courtney Cox,
Okay.
guitarist.
Is that, okay, all
He
right.
should
all
have
right.
jumped up an octave. But
A,
okay, yeah.
A for effort.
Now she's like, I guess I'll hit it. Now listen, he just starts screaming Gates for no reason.
About this time, everybody's kind of looking around like, okay, I guess we're going to keep doing this for a little bit.
I mean, he was like, I'm going to commit, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
all in.
I'm all in.
all
I
in.
love Gates.
Well, that's what I appreciate about Sebastian Bach as a performer.
The rest of the trip,
So anyway,
we were going somewhere out there. Sebastian
He's
still
still
trying to
reach
hit
it.
that note.
yeah. I just
Can't
love
hit
how
the
he
high
hit it.
F.
He can't get through it. Which is, I mean, he's older. This is Fat Gilmore Girls, Sebastian Bach.
To be quite
You
honest,
know,
I've
this
never
is-
really heard anyone hit those notes other than Phil on that old record. I've never really heard it done since then. I'm sure it has been, but I've not found it.
I've seen. Well, they never played. I've only seen Cemetery Gates played like 2 or 3 times, and this was before or right around when Vulgar Display came out.
He used to scream the end of it too, like on Live 101 Proof. Like he screams.
He's
It's a
just
great
screaming,
version. Yeah.
but they never like that. Live 101 Proof was way after
That's like right before Reinventing the Steel.
Reinventing Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hearing that was shocking because they would always do a medley into something else with Cemetery Gates.
Mhm.
Like around Vulgar Display and
What was the one with Rob Zombie where they actually played Message in Blood and they hadn't played that one for like 10 years? That was the one where he died after the show, and I think
Yeah,
they
that
played.
was
I think they played Gate. They played
Starplex.
Cemetery Gates and Message in Blood at that. Were you at that one?
Yeah,
That one I missed. Did he
And,
scream it there too?
I Hate God.
They were there.
I
They
Hate
were there,
God
yeah.
played the side stage, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on
I don't
here?"
think
This
I've ever
thing's
seen
amazing.
Phil go for it.
I've never.
I think it's always been like what you said. They do some kind of weird.
They do
get
some
out of
type
it,
of
except
medley, or
that-
he gets out of it, or he will shout at the crowd like
The
"Come
live
on,
album.
let's hear
I mean,
all
that seems
you."
like the kind of thing that, like in the studio, you might have almost passed out.
You're
from-
trying to
from-
hit that crazy ass pinch harmonic that Dimebag's doing and dive
That's
bomb it
so
at the
high,
same
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's way the fuck up there.
I mean, it's such an incredible amount of power to get up that high.
I saw
vocally.
John
Yeah.
Stamos' brother, Richard Stamos, do it one time.
Get it the fuck out of here. That's
Well, you know that Richard, he's a badass. Shit. Wow. Wow.
Hard left.
Hard left.
Sorry.
Got to bring Richard Stamos into this situation. I'd like to take a moment and get dark and pour one out for our homies in Daft Punk.
Is that dark right now?
Not really.
It's just more of a
They
bummer.
just said done.
Stay hard.
More of a bummer.
Stay hard, Daft Punk.
I mean,
stay hard.
I'm out of the loop. I'm
Daft Punk
They
is
called it
done.
quits.
really. They just decided they were done.
Which, I mean,
So they've opened up more room for Code Crashers.
They
I
pulled
mean,
a Seinfeld.
oh, good.
you're a bass player.
Yeah.
I'm a bass player.
Yep.
What do you do after Lucky?
I mean, yeah.
That song
no,
is
yeah.
is pure greatness.
Yeah.
That
It's a
song is
great
greatness.
bass line.
It's so
It's-
fucking great.
Yeah, I've
So
got the
what have they
t-shirt a
been
few
doing
times.
for the past 8 years?
Living
or
off the
whatever?
funds from Lucky.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
what
come
was
on.
the song Faster, Stronger? I mean, like, they didn't need to work after that one.
Well, then
And they
Kanye
just kept
bought it,
doing- Oh, yeah.
so you're all good.
Well,
When
wasn't
Kanye
that-
sampled it
That
and
was
bought it.
that was a song by it was like Cola.
Yeah,
Cola
Coke bottle.
I mean, do you
Yeah,
think
Coke
they're
bottle
done,
or
or do you think
something,
they're
yeah.
just like, we're musicians, we're going to do some other stuff now? Like, we're going to hang up this, or do you think they're just like, no, fuck it, we're done, we're rich, we're done?
They're rich.
I mean, that's.
I mean,
what
I know they're
fucking
very
rich.
rich.
That's what I would have done, and then
Yeah.
just
Just do whatever.
live
What
off the
was it?
residuals and live my life the way I want to.
2 years ago,
How's that?
they did just a
I'm thinking
Euro
about Camper
tour,
Van right now.
Really?
or a Euro festival tour, and made a fucking bank off that.
I'm sure.
And then you got everything that came off that, the Lucky record, whatever it is.
That
Everything
song
that
is
came off of
huge.
that, dude, you're done.
Yeah.
And now they can take their helmets off and be like, I'm in a different band now. I'm in, whatever.
Well, that is the beauty.
Double
of the
Bear.
ana-
I'm going to come
Yeah,
join
that's
Double Bear
Sebastian
and do some
Bach.
electronics.
That's the
I
beauty
think one
of
of
the
them is
anonymity.
Sebastian Bach.
Yeah.
You just take off the helmet and then you could do whatever you want to.
What just happened to my phone?
Oh, Andrew, he's piping in the gates.
Oh, he is piping in the gates. He's piping in the
somewhere.
So good. So good. But yeah. I mean, what else is there to do? Now you can take your helmets off and be real musicians, and everybody can know who you are, and never say that you were half a Daft Punk.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I was
Sky's the limit,
daft.
really.
I mean, the
Or I was
Slipknot
punk.
guys lost all credibility when they took their masks off.
Yeah. I used to think
Oh,
that
Stone
that,
Sour.
I have a
like
student.
playing the metal with the mask. I could only imagine trying to put that mask on. Yeah, because you can't do laundry every single day.
You
It had to be so hard. I played in a band. We had one gig. I wouldn't even count it as a gig. It was my friend's project. It was called the Amoeba Boys. It was a drum machine and 2 guitar players, and we had to wear like fucking wigs. And like my stage name was like Shit Mouth Lightning Fingers or something
Perfect.
terrible like that.
That's amazing.
And the wig was like in the guitar and everything and in my face, and I couldn't. Then when I saw Slipknot, I was like, I couldn't do that every night. I couldn't
just
even do
think
the
about-
fucking
I
wig.
just think about throwing
thing.
the mask on and immediately going,
Shit mouth and lightning fingers.
Mick Lightning Fingers.
Oh, Mick.
Yeah.
Shit mouth. Mick
I was in a
Yeah.
band for a while that decided to wear masks,
yeah,
How's
how'd you
that?
guys do?
and I just wore one of those blank masks, one of those,
Fourth time I've done that. Tried to knock over
Like
every
one of those
Like a
other
Phantom
blank-
of the Opera mask or something. or-
yeah. But I cut out. It went straight down my face, but then I cut out the mouth so it was square, and that was a giant pain in the ass.
Oh man.
That I did not like wearing a mask or a costume or anything. It made me angry.
I had a.
I
did
didn't
one
enjoy
sh-
shows.
No,
I did
sounds-
one
sounds
show
bad.
with I Am Warbird with a mask on, and I played keyboards, which I don't do. So and it was a Halloween mask, so it was actually kind of liberating, mostly because I am not a keyboard player. So I did all my favorite, like rock star Rick Wakeman kind of moves, and just like pointed at the crowd,
Well, I
played
think-
behind my back,
There you go.
and
I
had
think-
the drum machine going the whole time.
Let me clarify. I think the problem with the mask with me
Uh-huh.
was we weren't good. The band I was in wasn't good.
I don't think you understand that I'm not a keyboard player.
No. But we weren't good. The music just wasn't good. Now you get like a Shell and Death Squad that wears masks.
Oh, yeah.
and they're all fucking geniuses.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
So
I miss
I just
Shell
don't think I could.
I
do it.
I don't like wearing the mask. It was fun for
And the
a show.
sweat gets all stuck behind your mask, and that made me crazy. And the water was all flowing down. I was like, God, come on.
Well, it's just like when you
Let me
get
take this off, and all your friends are there. They know it's you.
yeah. When you get to
Yeah.
show when
They're
you
like,
get
"What
to
are you
show
doing?"
number
You clown.
when you get to show number 30 and you've been playing it with the same mask, not washing
Yeah,
it out in
no.
sweat and like that accumulated bacteria.
By then,
smell.
mine had all sorts of fermented cheese growing
Yeah,
in
that's
it, and
disgusting.
cultures, and every time I put it on, I had to push mushrooms down. I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is growing in here?" Yeah, it was gross.
It's not. It's
So
not
that's it.
I think I just inhaled penicillin.
Yeah, I'm
luckily,
good.
I never get sick.
I'm good.
I thought the masks were kind of, kind of over or whatever. I wasn't thinking much of it. And I had the student who was asking me if I'd ever heard of Hollywood Undead,
Yes,
and that's his favorite. That's his favorite group.
I know a guy that's his favorite group, but he's older, and I'm like, what the fuck, Hollywood Undead?
Really, they're still together. They got a new
Marlon's
member.
favorite band.
Really?
Working on, yeah, like
So you guys for a while did like the costumes, right?
Raven Shutter did.
Yeah.
The only one that wore a mask was Thacker, and that was of his drummer. And
That shit
was,
looked weird.
That was his idea. Like no one asked him to do that. He was like, "Hey, what do you guys think about if I like wore like a gas mask?" And we're like, "Sure."
I
if
think
you
it
want."
looks like
He
a
was
bondage
"All
video,
right."
but whatever.
Yeah.
So he did. He did it for like 2 years.
Did it make you horny?
That's smoky.
No,
So
not
smoky.
not
Okay, that's
me. I don't know how he did that. How he could play that whole set with the fucking mask on, but he did.
Mm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we've done it, guys.
Yay!
We went way over the threshold now that I looked
Oh,
at the
nice.
timer.
Party.
We're over it.
We have a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
Y'all do.
check out the YouTubes.
Plug everything you guys got
What's the
right
YouTube
now.
channel? I'll start following.
Local
it right
Famous
now.
Records YouTube. You
Yeah.
Google it,
That's a
and
good
there's
place to
videos.
start.
Everybody's got videos up.
Y'all got the site, the domain?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Dude.
Man, we have Instagrams for everybody.
Bandcamps.
Bandcamps,
YouTubes.
Code Crasher, Double Bear, Temporal Distortions,
Yeah.
Sounds by Dale.
Yeah.
All of them have their
All
own.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Me.
Okay.
Go to Glenn Wallace, which sounds like a car dealership.
I couldn't think of a better name.
Pretty much.
If you don't have glennwallace.com and don't design it to look like a used car dealership, you're missing out.
Well,
You're really missing.
now
Holy
now
shit.
now I know what I'm going to do before I publish the
Yeah,
website.
it
Ah.
needs to be you standing in front of a used car dealership, like,
Hi.
"Glenn
Oh,
Wallace, what's up,
shit.
Wallace?" and just pointing at a car, like, "Eh."
Never seen so many dead hookers in trunks.
Go ahead, kick the tire.
yeah.
Oh,
But the
Fantastic.
YouTube channel is a good resource for Local Famous.
it'll kind of
okay.
link you to everything because
Yeah.
we use Linktree on all this stuff, so it's all very interconnected. You find one artist, you're going to find the rest of them that are all part of it.
Good
and
deal.
Then we'll be putting out new content pretty soon.
I'll have 2 singles dropping again next month under
Yep.
both projects.
Perfect.
I'm
Mhm.
excited, man. We need this
Yay.
constant feed of new music is great. Hopefully, we're coming out of this COVID stuff, and we'll start seeing. Like I've told people, there's been a lot of people that have been very upset. Through all this, they don't know what to do. I'm like,
Yeah.
just fucking write
Yeah.
Mhm.
and create and record and do it. This is your time to do it. You
Yeah.
have no pressure to do shows. Just fucking do it
Yep.
and have fun
Make something.
and make stuff. That way, when everything gets cleared up, boom, you can just come shooting out of the gates.
Mhm.
So.
It was. I mean, it was
So I
like a really interesting time to go into it with. Like we came off of playing shows almost at least 2 or 3 shows a month. Doing it, playing shows, having fun time, and that was our life. And then coming into just like direct stop.
Nothing.
Yeah, but luckily,
Did y'all have to cancel shows?
We did, but luckily we didn't have too much on the books in the advance. We
I
had
think-
like maybe 2 months worth of shows.
That's what we had. We had like 4 shows over 2 months, and it was like,
Yeah, so it was like, well, I guess we're not doing those. But luckily, we were already. I think by the time the actual like shutdown started, we were only 2 songs recorded by that point, and so then it's like, well, I guess we're just gonna keep working on this.
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
It's turned out awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking super stoked.
It is.
So the vinyl should be out hopefully within 6 weeks.
With
maybe?
a C&D spoken word track of you just shaking ice.
I will go
and
ahead.
listening to
I
your own
will go
stuff.
ahead and record that now because I'm drunk enough now to where we could actually start rolling
There
on
you
that. It
go.
might be great.
Good.
Yeah,
Now drive home.
I will.
All right. Well, I
Cheers.
appreciate you guys coming in, man.
Thank you for
It
having
was
us.
good
Thank
times.
you for
man.
having
Yes,
us.
it was a lot of fun.
Letting this out. This is cool. I'm excited about what you guys are doing.
Yep.
Love you guys.
Love you
Love you.
guys, man. It's fun.
Might be submitting our application for enrollment soon.
Well, it's usually just you attach a sticky note to like a
Cool.
bottle of whiskey and pack of smokes, and
Way
we'll
too much.
consider.
I don't buy cigarettes.
I mean, just buy them.
Is that weird? I've never bought a pack
Cigar
of
weed?
cigarettes.
I don't think it's weird. I mean, you're not a smoker.
Yeah, I've never bought a pack of cigarettes.
Did you have a history of?
You
like,
never bought your friends
lung
one, like
disease
when you
and
went
stuff?
over to a party, like,
I
hey,
lied.
we grab me some smokes,
I
man.
bought Seth a pack of cigarettes, and I
So they
had
bought me
no
one.
fucking clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
Isn't it wild the first time you do
Yeah,
it?
you're like, what do you Marlboro? What? It's got to be in a what pack? And it's got to be what?
I have to. Whenever
Like,
I send somebody who's not a smoker to go buy smokes, it has to be. I was like, this is what you're looking for. It's like when your mom pins the shopping
Tape up-
list to your
yeah.
fucking.
And then you show up with a soft pack, and they jump your ass. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? I wanted a hard pack. And then like,
Well,
it's the packaging.
Well, then go get your own fucking cigarette.
yeah,
That's all it is.
I'm never the guy that jumped down.
It all
someone's throat. I'm
kills
like,
you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this.
Are the cigarettes in there to fucking kill you? Okay, good. Go
You
get
don't-
cancer, you
don't-
fuck.
You don't understand the flavor profile.
I'm only a smoker when I'm
cancer,
around
you
Michael or
fuck.
Dale.
Thompson.
You
Or
made
Thomas.
you made
Time
me
code that.
you made me buy cigarettes for you.
Go get
cancer,
cancer, you
you fuck. All right, we're out of here. Later. Good night.
Cheers. Bye.
Love
Loves
you. And we'll end on go get cancer, you fuck.
Well, that's the work back to where we were talking about making fun of people who died with cancer.
The comedy is complete.
You make your
Glenn.
way around. Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, later, smoker when you're around.
Look
It
at
was
y'all.
a long-
Y'all
it was a-
both. Go get cancer, you
What was
fucks.
that? That was
I'll
like
go
2
out there
hours.
and get some cancer.
I seriously, when him or Dale are